It's now time for the Salem Tiger Sports pregame show on KSMO Radio 95.7 and online at ksmoradio.com, featuring Tiger Talk with Coach Barnes and Stan Stevens. Tiger Talk comes up next in just a moment.
Ever walk across your cornfield and find a nice surprise, like that favorite vice grip that fell off the planter last spring? Well, soon you might just come up on an even bigger treasure. More corn, thanks to Acuron herbicide. Acuron gives you 5 to 15 more bushels an acre than any other herbicide when used in a pre-emergence application at full label rates. Talk to your Syngenta retailer or visit findmorebushels.com. Acuron yield advantage range based on 2016 Syngenta and university trials. Always read and follow label instructions. Acuron is a restricted use pesticide.
So you're saying I could save some money now by bundling my crop protection products? But I'd miss out on the 5 to 15 bushels per acre advantage from Acuron herbicide?
Mm-hmm.
And the 4 bushel advantage Saltro seed treatment has over Allevo seed treatment?
Yeah.
And the 18.5 bushels per acre advantage from Travapro fungicide?
Yep.
So the bundle deal isn't really all that much of a deal, is it?
Nope.
Better yield is the better deal. Talk to your retailer or Syngenta rep to learn more. Always read and follow label instructions. Acuron is a restricted use pesticide.
Welcome to Tiger Talk. Stan Stevens, Coach Bryson Barnes. Coach of Salem Tigers made the trip down to Mountain Grove, Missouri, to take on a Panther team that featured some very good athletes. And, of course, Mr. Travis Elliott, their quarterback, probably one of the best quarterbacks in the SCA this year and maybe even in the entire region. He really showed off his throwing prowess against the Salem Tigers. And we knew that going in, Coach, that he was a very, very good quarterback. But I was very impressed with the way he laid that ball out there and let his receivers do a lot of the work, and it was very impressive to watch him play.
Yeah, I agree exactly. Whenever I talk to Coach Rogers at Mountain Grove and talk about Tyson, I mean he's a special player, and yeah, I mean he's a good leader, very accurate, like you said, one of the best in the conference, if not the region. And you don't see many true pure passers like that at this level that are that consistent. So yeah, he was great, when he was in there, and yeah, I mean, he's had a great year so far.
He spread the ball around. Of course, the S-Step kid, who's probably the youngest one out there with some speed, who then stepped in and played some quarterback in the second half. But the Glenn and the Vaughn kids, boy, they've got some speed out there, Coach. And these guys, not only are they good receivers, but they know what to do when they catch the ball as a receiver and how to avoid being tackled. And that's an art, isn't it?
Yeah, they're all, I mean, when we sit back preseason and thinking about teams, for the year, I mean, Grove's thing was their skill guys with Tyson at quarterback. And like you said, they all are really good in space. That's what they want to do, get those athletes in space, and they're good at running the ball, great at receiving, run after the catch, good rack yardage. So, they're great athletes. And I think that's definitely one of the biggest assets.
And we're starting to see some of the SCA teams get some good kickers. We saw Ava has a really good kicker, and the Blake kid, and then here's Gardner for Mountain Grove. And I was watching him in warm-up, and he was kicking them from about 48 yards, Coach. And it's starting to become a point that, we all know kicking is very important in football. The extra points are, and then field goals too. And I was, I watched them kick that field goal at the end of the first half, and I mean, to tell you, Gardner's 33-yarder, it had ample extra room to go if he needed to kick it even further. He's a heck of a kicker.
Oh, yeah. No, great kicker. I'm with you. Their kicker and Ava's, again, I mean, really two outstanding. It's kind of, I don't want to say surprising, but, for our 3A Comets to have two great kickers like that, I mean, it's pretty special. So, kicking, every point matters. I mean, it's super critical. And to have that kicking game, it's definitely a great asset.
A couple more of those explosive plays that came up against the Salem Tigers, Coach, and I know you were a bit short-handed in this game. You had some guys out. But I know that's one thing that you want to stop having tonight with Mountain View that we're going to talk about here in just a moment. These guys live and die off explosive plays because they have that capability. But you have, if the Tigers defense can tighten up and start creating, making a few more plays that have to be made by the offense, I know it tears you up inside when you watch these guys get the 35, 40, or 50-yard touchdowns because that's something you have been preaching not to allow happen in a game.
Yeah, I think what Grove did early on that helped them with that was formationally, for example, a quad set, which is something that typically you see versus Liberty. not versus a Grove. And we had a blitz called, and which was one less person that could be over to the quad side.
Right.
Pressure didn't get there in time, and so we were outnumbered there. Some other formations where they motioned their, what we call wide, tight end, A to their fullback or up back, from one side, moving both to the other. Again, formationally, they were kind of good at getting numbers to a certain side. And, and I think it was just still a week of just angles could have been better in pursuit and then getting off the blocks and the perimeter. So, like you said, I mean, that's what Liberty will live and die off of. And so it's a lot better job keeping that stuff in front and what is in front, take advantage of that and not, get beat over behind over the top.
And the Tiger offense in the second half, Coach, comes alive. Caden Du Bois gets a couple of touchdowns, but we were talking prior to doing the interview, talking about Reuben Hovey and the extra effort that young man puts in trying to get that extra first down. I mean, he worked hard to try and work that ball on the ground. If he needed to get that extra yard, you watched him dig in, and he just would not go down. And you just have to appreciate a kid like that. He's not going to give up. He's not going to quit. He's going to fight to the bitter end.
Right, no, exactly. I mean, he had that one run, it would have been to your side of the press box where he's bouncing off like 4 or 5 people, spinning around, falling forward. I mean, yeah, he kept fighting, and that's what we talked about all year was faith, fight, and finish. And so, that's one thing that's never a question with him.
But it's his tenacity, and he's learning how to read holes too, Coach. And I don't know Reuben that well, but just watching him, he looks like he's educating himself on the field about what the other team is doing, and then making the adjustments. And that's something a young player doesn't always do. They just shoot for the hole that they're told to go to. And when you're watching a guy being able to read the blocks and then follow those blocks, or sees a hole emerge where maybe a block wasn't intended and make that adjustment. Coach, that's just good. That's just good football knowledge right there.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. And it's funny, we even had a conversation about some stuff that we like, some things that he had talked about that he saw from his perspective that he could do better. And then we go back in there and then he do it. So, no, he was really good at kind of seeing things and explaining it. And no, he's really smart.
And it was nice to see in that second half the Salem Tigers getting a couple offensive possessions. Yeah, it was a running clock, but the Tigers were able to move the ball on offense, get a little bit of confidence, and that can help going into the game tonight against Mountain View.
Yeah, no, I mean, exactly. It was just some basic stuff that we have, and just doing your job and assignment versus the guy across from you. And so we're going to keep doing that tonight.
When we come back, we'll talk about the game tonight with the Mountain View Liberty Eagles, and we return on homecoming night right here on KSMO. It's Tiger Talk with Stan Stevens and Coach Bryson Barnes.
At CDW, we get the right workspace helps you work better.
It took 3 encyclopedias, but my webcam is finally at the right height. And I found the perfect cardboard box for my tangled assortment of cords and cables.
Sounds great, but with TripLite Work from Anywhere solutions orchestrated by CDW, it's easier for your teams to work consistently and productively with tools like monitor mounts, USB docks, and adapters.
Know anyone who wants 3 encyclopedias from 1992?
IT orchestration by CDW. People who get it. Find out more at cdw.com/TripLite.
There's a place for do-it-yourselfers with everything for your car or truck.
Check out these great deals at K&H Auto Supply. Lucas Ejector Cleaner for $5.49, Lucas Fuel Treatment for $12.99, and Lucas Oil Stabilizer for $14.99. And get Permatex Fast Orange Hand Cleaner for $14.99 for the gallon size. That's at K&H Auto Supply in Salem.
Park City. Yeah, Park City. Park City.
Now, back to more of Tiger Talk on KSMO.
Welcome back to Tiger Talk. Stan Stevens, Coach Bryson Barnes, Coach of Salem Tigers and Mountain View Liberty Eagles will tangle tonight. SCA play. Your final 2 home games are coming up for the year, and one of these happens to be homecoming. It's tonight. It's a big night for the kids. It's a celebratory time, but you still have a very important football game. The Tigers need to get on some kind of roll before district play.
Yeah, no, huge game coming up, and like you said, district's right around the corner now. I mean, 2 weeks out from tonight. The more we can start executing in the true live games situations, we can apply that more to districts, and that's the great thing about that here is, literally anything can happen, and You and I were talking earlier, why you play the game. You know, it doesn't matter the opponent, you know, what the jerseys are, the personnel they have. You know, they put all their stuff on just like you. And so it's a matter of, you know, execution. And when the ball comes your way, making the right play, making the right mental play, physical play, and effort play. And so, it's going to be a big game, homecoming, and they're a great team this year. So it's, again, nothing to lose. So huge opportunity for us.
No secret that Mountain View has a very potent offense, and they've been racking up a lot of points, and we watched them do it against a lot of teams. They had over 60 points against, and they've scored over 40 points against 3 or 4 opponents during the season, so you know they can rack up points. And it's imperative for the Salem Tigers on offense to get something going to keep the offense of Mountain View from having the ball, isn't it, Coach?
Yeah, absolutely. Time possession is going to be huge. You know, again, those longer sustained drives, slowly moving the football are going to be huge. Take the clock, out of their hands as much as possible. It's going to be important for us. And so, trying to limit their touches as much as we can, not turn over the football, being smart with that, and, having good field position.
Yeah, I already mentioned in Tiger Talk that they run a lot of different formations out of Mountain View. Can you kind of tell us some of those formations again as we go through Tiger Talk, because they like to throw the ball a lot, but they've got a lot of speed out there, Coach.
Yeah, you're going to see some quads, so 4 people, a bunch, and a receiver to one side.
Mm-hmm.
You'll even see what we call 5s, so you got 5 receivers to one side, one's ineligible because he's covered up. You see your standard trips, empty formation, 3 to one side, 2 to the other, motions across. They want to stretch the field vertically, horizontally as much as possible. And what we've always said, too, is, they pass to run, if that makes sense. So they still might need 2 or 3 yards, and they're still going to throw it. So, they do have a decent running counter game with number 7 Ripko and their quarterback number 5. Really good athletes, and so I'd say they can run the ball a little bit more than usual with some end arounds, quarterback keeps, counters, things like that. So quite a diverse portfolio. Like I said, especially they want to try to out-formation you to death, and so something we've been reviewing heavily all week. And, again, it's kind of a team that you don't really see. Like, you see them once a year. There's not really anyone else, per se, that really compares to the formations and type of plays that they have. So it's something you got to work hard for all week. And we're, like I said, the opportunity, we're looking forward to the matchup. And for us, too, with their offense, as much as we can keep in front of us. Keep it in front, rally, make a tackle. Cannot get, we call it, can't give up anything cheap, nothing deep. And so that's our mindset tonight.
And one of the things I've seen Mountain View do in the past when they do line up in that quad is a lot of times they throw either a wide receiver screen or a slot screen to where all 4 of those guys are out there, or 5, like you mentioned. They go down the field and do the blocking. One guy just kind of circles back, takes that ball. Very, very difficult to defend at times, isn't it, Coach?
Yeah, no, exactly. And I think we got to that last week versus Grove, able to adjust to it. Now it's just a matter of making the play when they call it tonight, because we know they will at some point.
What kind of defense does Mountain View have, Coach?
Very, very, very extremely aggressive. 3-3 stack. They're going to spin the house, be aggressive up front, cover 3 shell behind, so middle, high safety, 2 corners. Try to get home with pressure, and they think that they're just going to try to outnumber you in the box. And so got to spread them out, bust them out of it, and then you can start running up and inside. So looking to get the ball moving early with passes, and we'll see what shakes out.
All right, Coach, the very best of luck tonight against the Mountain View Liberty Eagles. Good luck, Coach.
Thank you.
Stay tuned. Tiger football, it is next.
Thanks for joining us for the Salem Tiger pregame show with Tiger Talk featuring Coach Barnes and Stan Stevens. Stay tuned. Tiger Sports comes your way next on KSMO Radio 95.7 and online at ksmoradio.com.
Every project is different, which is why Salem Truss uses modern engineering software to design, then construct quality trusses for your home, barn, or business. The size of the job doesn't matter, but the quality of the work does, which is why Salem Truss will deliver their trusses anywhere. Proud to support the Salem community, they're open Monday through Thursday from 7:30 to 4:30 and Friday from 7:30 until 11. For more information, call Salem Truss at 729-9276.
Southwest Baptist University campus in Salem provides quality higher education close to home for residents of Dent County and the surrounding areas. The classes at SBU Salem campus are taught in the afternoon and evenings, making a degree attainable for people who are in the workforce or can't afford to go off to get a degree. We offer degrees in nursing, which is an RN bridge program, elementary education. For more information on the degrees and programs, please contact admissions counselor Chris Welch to schedule an appointment as a prospective or returning student.
Welcome to this KSMO media broadcast of Salem Tiger Football. Today's game is being brought to you by K&H Auto Supply, Salem Memorial District Hospital, Farm Bureau Insurance, Bank of Salem, Napa Auto Parts, Monet Auto Supply, Progressive Ozark Bank, Tax Masters, Southwest Baptist University, Salem Campus, Town and Country Insurance, Terrell Complete Auto Care, Edward Jones, Duncan Family Chiropractic, Ozark Overhead Door LLC, State Farm Insurance, Salem Trust, Southtown Furniture, Stephen Patterson, Attorney at Law, Living the Dream Outdoor Properties, Wilson Mortuary, Country Chic Boutique and Photography, J&D Automotive, Dent County Veterinary Clinic, Align by Design Chiropractic, Hometown Mechanical, Town Screen LLC. And now, get ready for Salem Tiger Football right here on KSMO Media.
And the field's in really good shape for this time of year, Rick. Usually we see it very tore up because of the rains and stuff. We really haven't had too many rain dates. And so Mountain View Liberty Eagles, who come in a perfect 7-0 record, 5-0 in the SCA, will take on the Tigers looking for that first win. And this is a very, very good Mountain View team, both offensively and defensively. And talking to Gary Lee from Mountain View, he said it's probably the best defensive team he's ever seen Mountain View have, which is probably not the good news that we wanted to hear.
That's not what we want to hear.
As our offense does struggle a bit, but that's why you play the game. You just never know what's going to happen game to game. Mountain View is in the white jerseys with the red numbers that are trimmed in black, also the red pants. Salem in their navy blue jerseys with the white numbers, navy blue helmets, red helmets for Mountain View Liberty Eagles. They are 5-0 in the SCA, as I mentioned, and Ricky, they're averaging 47 points a game. That's pretty impressive. And I don't care what sport you're playing in. That's pretty doggone impressive to get 47 points a game. But they do have the offensive weapons. We all remember the Ackland kids, and there's still one still left. Actually, there's still more than one. But one of them's coaching. The Jansen Ackland, remember Jansen, he was very fast. And Cal, who was the baby of all these that we remember, but now some of the sons are actually having kids, and now they're getting ready to start playing. So,
that's right.
It just it's cyclical, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's kind of crazy.
And it's just like a cycle, isn't it? I mean, that's just the way it's kind of going here. As I see the Salem Tigers have won the toss stand, and they have deferred to the second half.
And so Mountain View will receive the ball, defend the goal to the south here at the Salem High School football field as we get ready to get this one underway. We want to wish our Lady Volleyball Tigers the best at the Sparta tournament tomorrow. They will be playing there, while our JV Lady Tigers, they will be at Mountain View for the JV tournament. So, Rick, a lot of action coming up. Districts are starting next week for volleyball.
Right around the corner.
Around the corner. Next Thursday, Salem gets a bye because they're seeded second. They will face either Cuba or St. Clair Saturday night at 6:30 at Sullivan, and we'll be there to bring you that one on KSMO Radio, AM 1340, FM 95.7. We are going to stream it, but you'll have to watch that on Misha.tv. You'll have to pay to see that.
We have nothing to do with that.
District game. That's all set by Missouri State High School Activities Association. So not in our power to tell you that we can do that. We can't do it. They want their piece of the pie, and they don't give us much of the pie at all. So, it's just one of those things. You have to live and die with it, but that's just kind of the way it plays out. All right, for Mountain Grove, sitting deep, Eddie Rodriguez and Drew Ripko. They'll be the deep man. Up close will be Cal Ackland to the left, and I believe that's Lucas Frazier to the right, as Stokes will kick it off. And we're getting ready to get this one underway. As Rick said, an absolutely gorgeous night for October. You don't usually see these this far in, but we're in good shape. And the kick comes down. It's going to come to Ripko. Ripko at the 25, 30-yard line. Reverses field. He's got a lot of running room. Cuts inside, back to the middle. Still on his feet, carrying that ball out there like a, like a hamburger. Yeah, I'm just telling you what. He had that thing pretty loose out there. Returned it almost 25 yards. It probably ran 50 to get there. Gets all the way out to the 46-yard line. 1st and 10. Started on the right side, came to the left side, went all the way back to the right side.
Got caught in the middle.
Yeah. And he is their main running back.
Yep. See who takes the snaps here, Stan.
And they're going to set up in an power I formation. Come back Pruitt, they kick it back, and maybe wanting to throw the ball. It does. Flips it back all the way across to Reese. Reese on the sideline. Reese to the 30. Reese to the 20. To the 10. To the 5. Touchdown. Reese goes in on the double pass. The little flip out to the side. And then a 53-yard touchdown pass to Reese.
From Ripko. Yep.
53-yard pass reception from Ripko. Ricky, they set up in a formation I had never seen Mountain View set up in. And 28 seconds into this one, it's already 6-0, and the extra point is up and good by Ripko. I'm sorry, by Ripko.
Yep.
So Ripko gets the first flip out and then throws it back against the grain.
I couldn't tell, Stan, if that was a lateral.
It was.
It was a lateral.
Yep.
We're going to go with a run then.
Yep.
Okay, gotcha.
Well, call it what you will.
I think it was backwards. I'm going to go with a run.
I believe it was backwards, and that's what I'm kind of calling it.
Yeah, I'm going to go with a run.
So 53-yard, but it really was a double pass, kind of like Salem used to throw, but we're going to say 53-yard run because it did look like a lateral to me as well, Rick.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So it did not take Mountain View long, and of course that the entire grain of the Salem Tiger defense had moved to the left to cut off the initial movement. And then Reese, who took the snap and flipped it back, just backed up, got the pass back, and it just went down the far left sideline. There was nobody out there until maybe the 5 to 8 yard line somewhere in there, and they finally did trip him up, but he was already in the end zone. That's 7-0 Mountain View, just that fast.
That's quick.
We're watching these teams get very creative with some of these plays, Rick. We saw Mountain View do it.
Or Mountain Grove, yeah.
We
just seen Mountain View do it. You're
we
right.
saw Mountain Grove do it last week. And the kick by Ripko, that's going to go in the end zone for a touchback. And the Tigers will have the ball at the 20-yard line as Campbell just watched it go in. Wide back this week. Good to have Wide back in the lineup.
Yep.
So the Tigers will try and get some offense going starting at their own 20. So the big return of about 27 yards for Ripko, and then the 53-yard run by Reese on the kind of like a double pass, but it's a lateral pass.
And it almost looked like he wanted to throw that ball downfield at first.
He did.
Didn't it?
That's what I was thinking, too.
Yeah, I think he did want to throw that ball down the field.
Tigers will go in the gun. Back to throw Du Bois, fires it out quickly to Ingram. He gets it for a 2-yard gain. He's hit right away. Coming up was Frazier to knock him down. It'll bring up 2nd down and 8.
Give him almost, not quite, almost 3 on that.
Talking to Coach Bryson about how some of the Tigers line up and how too far out they are, and he said we've been trying to get them to understand you have to come back in. Because why would you make a 40-yard pass to the outside to catch 2 yards? That's what, and they're trying, and that's what the problem is. You got freshmen and stuff. They don't understand that concept.
Yep.
Du Bois gets it, hands that ball off, and that looks like Owen trying to find some running room, and there was absolutely none. He lost 3 yards. He'll be back at the 19.
Nothing there for him.
Shooting that gap in there very quickly for Mountain View is number 57. And that is Ashton Stanley. I mean, he shot that gap, Rick. He was the first one to get back there.
As soon as he took that handoff, Stan, he was in there.
Yeah. So Stanley was back waiting for Owen to take his first step, basically.
He did.
So third and almost a little over 10. Campbell wide to the left side. Ingram in the slot. Metcalf wide to the right. Rolling to his left is DuBois. He fires that ball out, incomplete. Intended for Campbell. It would only have been a gain of about 3, and the Salem Tigers will punt. So not much action there for Salem. They completed the first pass for just a couple of yards. As Mountain View is right on there.
Yep.
Dropping back to field the punt now, it's going to be Reese. As Metcalf will come in from the near hash mark. 10:02 left to go first quarter. 7-0 Mountain View on a 53-yard run by Reese, even though there was almost like two passes involved. Kick comes right down to Reese. He calls for the fair catch at the 45-yard line. And that's where the Mountain View Liberty Eagles will take over 1st and 10. You know, it takes a lot of sponsors to allow us to bring you Salem Tiger sports and events here on KSMO. Some of those sponsors include the Dent County Vet Clinic, J&D Automotive, Hometown Mechanical, and Align by Design Chiropractic, just to name a few. And our score bug at the bottom of our page, if you're streaming with us, is brought to you by Ozark Overhead Door, where Zane and the guys down there do a tremendous job. If you have any questions about them, get in touch with them at Ozark Overhead Door, sponsors of our score bug.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, we appreciate that.
Going back, trying to find a little running room and flipping that ball out incomplete over the head of the intended receiver, Drew Ripko, and that was Carter Pruitt, who is their normal quarterback. And I say normal quarterback because they'll line up 3 abreast and they'll take wildcat snaps. And I said they'll do all kinds of different things here, will Mountain View.
True.
Right now, they've got Reese in there. The handoff, though, comes from the inside to the outside, and that's to Ripko. Ripko down the sideline, breaks a couple of tackles, still on his feet to the 25-yard line. That'll be a 20-yard gain and a first down for Mountain View. Ripko just weaving his way between Tiger tacklers. A little bit too much reach tackling in there, Rich.
Yeah, kind of grab and stand. Yeah.
Now, you're not going to be able to pull Ripko down by the jersey, guys. That's just not going to happen. The kid is solid. Rolling to his right is Reese. He's going to keep it and take it to the outside. Reese to the 5, and he's in for the touchdown. Reese scores on a 25-yard touchdown run, and Mountain View has a 13-0 lead. His second touchdown of the night.
Yeah, pretty easy there. Stan just took the snap and just come around to the outside, and there was no Tigers out there on that on the outside. They were keeping him on the inside, getting running back in. He was just totally wide open on the outside.
At the 9:28 mark, Mountain View scores their second touchdown. Point after by Ripko, and let's see how good an athlete he is. He kicks it right through.
He's got a leg on him, Stan, too.
Yeah, he's built.
He's a good athlete, isn't he? Wow.
5'11", 170, but he is put together.
He's an athlete. Yep, you can tell that.
Yeah, he likes to work out and really does. He pushes himself to get better, and I'll tell you what, Rick, that's what you see us in a senior. You want that kind of leadership, and he has provided that for Mountain View. There's no doubt about it.
No doubt.
But they do have, they have a nice contingent, a nice, real good selection in there, real good breakdown. Like Cal Acklin, a senior. You got Ripko as a senior. You've also got Lucas Frazier, a senior. And, some of the linemen up there, they're seniors too, like Blake Martin and Vanderbilt and those kids. It takes everybody, when you have those seniors in there like Ashton Stanley who came in, they understand the program and they teach it to the younger guys.
Yep.
And then you look on the kickoff squad, and who you see out there? You're seeing seniors.
You're seeing the same thing. Yeah, these kids want to play football. I mean, they're out there.
They don't care.
They don't care if they're on special teams, if they're starting, whatever they're doing. They just want to be on the field.
Put me on the field, Coach. Put me in. Put me in cold. Ripko drills this one toward the sideline. It's going to go out of bounds, and a flag will go down. 2 flags go down, one upfield. I don't know why he dropped his flag.
That's what I was going to ask you. He picked it back up.
I thought maybe there's another foul there, Rick, but no, he just picked it up, put it back in his pocket.
Yeah.
But it was out of bounds, and the Salem Tigers will take it at the 35-yard line, it appears.
Yep. Here we go.
But I think Ripko put it 5 yards back. He's still going to kick it in the end zone if he wants to.
You might as well take it at the 35. You're exactly right.
Well, it's a fair placement.
Yeah, it is.
Really
it
is. So the boys, our quarterback, comes back out. Owen the single setback. Back to throw is Caden. Fires it in the middle. That's going to be tipped and almost caught by Cunningham. Ripko actually probably should have intercepted that. Rick went right through his hands and then right through Cunningham's hands.
Actually, I thought Cunningham was going to bring that ball down, Stan.
But the way Ripko moved up on it, Rick, I thought that's a pick six.
But
it went right through his hands, and that might have just messed up Ray a little bit.
I'm sure it did.
He was trying to get a read on it, and it went off his hands. So incomplete, 2nd down and 10. Metcalf wide to the right side. Tigers, man in motion. They'll hand that off to the man in motion and trying to cut upfield and gain about a yard or two for the Salem Tigers. Looks like Campbell.
Yeah, it is.
And Wyatt will get about a yard and a half.
Okay.
And then they move it back to the 36.
Okay.
After they had about the 37, they move it back to the 36.
That's all right.
So 3rd down and 9 for Salem. We're just underway, 14-0 Mountain View. 53-yard run by Reese and a 25-yard run by Reese. Rick, they've had 3 plays.
And scored twice.
Yeah, this Mountain View team is explosive.
It's very good. Very good.
Salem goes trips to the left. Back to throw, and Du Bois just gets smothered. He is taken down by Frazier, first in there, and also Stanley in there again. Didn't have much chance on that one. Frazier got in there. Actually, he wasn't the first one. Coming off the right side, I believe was number 55, if I'm not mistaken, that got in there first. Brody Rutledge. That made Du Bois step up, and then Stanley and Frazier finished him off.
Yep.
So 8-10 and counting as Metcalf will drop back to punt. Single setback waiting. Another kick.
Good kick.
Comes back. Ripko will take it at the 38-yard line. From the 38, moves to the right side to the 50. Ripko still on his feet, trying to reverse his field. Bounces off a couple of Tigers to the 40. He's to the 30. He's going to turn the corner, and he is going to score a touchdown. A 62-yard return. I don't see any flags as he bounced off numerous Tigers. Make that 63 yards.
Okay.
He just bounced off tacklers, reversed his field, and Rick, there was nobody out there.
Yeah, at least, you're right, Stan. It bounced off at least 4 tacklers there, Stan, that had a shot at him, and nobody could bring him down.
So just a heck of a run by Ripko. Now he's got to kick the extra point at the 7:42 mark of this first quarter.
They're needing a football, Stan. There's one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Let's use this one.
I don't know where they got it from, but it come from back there behind the goalpost somewhere.
I don't know where they got it.
I don't either.
So Ripko in for the point after, and that one looks like he pushed it a little bit, and it's no good off to the right side. Well, he's probably tired.
I'd say so.
After that 63-yard punt return, and Ripko's PAT misses off to the right side, and it's 20-0 Mountain View here in the first quarter, and we've played, Rick, just 4 minutes and 18 seconds. They've had 3 offensive plays and 2 pretty good returns.
2 good returns,
And 1 fair catch.
Yeah, and 1, I was really surprised he did that.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, there were 2 Salem guys there. I get that one.
Yeah.
But it's this is what you have when you have a group of experienced guys, and that's what the Mountain View program has become. You know, Rick and I talked about it the other day coming back from Mountain Grove. We remember Mountain View when they had 18 kids.
Yeah.
And they were ready to fold their football program.
They were ready to, ready to shut it down.
And now you look at them, and they have changed that whole attitude and atmosphere around, and, you really have to look at those kids that played at that time and give them a lot of credit for coming out there, and they played hard. They knew they weren't going to win those games, but they gave it everything.
And a lot of credit goes back to the coach Ackland when he went in down there, Stan. He turned those kids into football players, and that's exactly where they're still at today.
And the kick by Ripko going the other way, and it's taken down at Salem on the far right side and trying to make his way up. Looked like Mendenhall.
I think it was Mendenhall, Stan. Yep.
And Evan gets it back to about the 21-yard line. 1st and 10 for Salem at their own 21. Salem has gone to the pass and has completed one, right? She completed
Yes.
the one.
Yep, for
Could
two.
have almost completed two.
Yeah,
but-
well, that was close, like you say, on the tip drill that Mr. Cunningham couldn't get it
Just
in.
couldn't
Stan.
bring it in.
Yeah, just could not bring it in.
So you have Owen and Cunningham kind of in the pistol formation. They give it to Cunningham. Ray breaks through the first one and gets out to the 26-yard line. Nice run by Ray Cunningham. As Mountain View did a little stunt there, and that opened up the middle, and Ray took it up for a nice yard gainage of about 5.
Yeah, nice little hole by the offensive line, and he got through there for about 5.
Liberty lines up in a 3-3 stack with the top 3 over the top. You can see the 3. If you're looking on it from the video side, if we get that shot to the far shot, you'll see the far safety up there and then the 2 DBs that spread out, and that's called the top 3 over the top.
Yep.
Keeping it as Du Bois to the outside, breaks up against the middle, and he'll pick up about 3. Should bring up 3rd and about 2. Caden read that one, nothing to his left. He actually went back to his right
Just took
and
a
was
little,
able to pick up a few yards.
A little crease there opened up, Stan, and he just kind of went up through there and got all he could get.
They're actually going to spot him pretty well, right almost at the 30, so it'll be 3rd and 1.
Yep.
Tigers trying to get their first down of the game. Campbell wide to the right side, Metcalf to the left. Du Bois going under center. And the handoff, really, I'm not sure we got it. Cunningham
got it, yeah.
Did he get it, or is he close?
It was him. I don't know if he, I don't think he got it, did
He's
he?
over the 30, but
Is he just,
I don't know. They're going to
close.
say 4th down in inches, Rick. They're not even going to come in and measure, but it is close.
It is close, yeah.
And 5:58 and counting here in the first quarter. Salem down 20-0. You got nothing to lose. Go for it.
No, true. Yeah, you got to go for this, yeah.
I'm surprised Caden didn't just sneak it.
That's what I started to say, yeah. Oh.
Du Bois goes under center, and then flags go down. Did he draw him offside?
No,
I
we had
didn't see
motion
it.
on we had motion on the tackle.
Well, that's why I say I saw a little movement
Yeah.
on Mountain View, but I don't think they're going to go that way.
No.
You never
Like that-
know what these officials are going to
Looked like
call.
the left tackle for us, Stan, moved.
Well, that will mean Salem will now have to punt, going for a 4th down and now a long 5. And Reese will come in. He'll drop back along with Ripko. One of them's going to drop back. Now, actually, Du Bois is still in there. Salem's going to stay with the offense.
Yep.
Caden rolls to his right. He's looking downfield, fires that ball down, and it is caught by Cunningham. Is he in bounds?
It was Campbell.
I'm sorry, Campbell.
Campbell, he's going to call it a catch,
He
Cam.
is going to call it a catch.
Yeah. Nice job.
At
Nice.
the 46-yard line.
Nice
A
catch, Wyatt.
20-yard pass and a 1st down for Salem. And
Nice
Campbell
catch.
with a heck of a catch, keeping
Nice.
his feet in.
Yep.
In high school, remember, you only have to keep 1 foot down.
Yeah.
But I didn't know, Rick, from our angle
We
with
couldn't-
the Liberty players there,
we couldn't see.
tell
Yeah.
if he did that or not. And
Not-
so
not
a heck of a
lot-
catch
Not
by
a lot of
Wyatt.
argument over here on their side. So I would say that was a good catch.
He definitely caught the ball.
Yeah.
That we could see.
Yeah.
We just couldn't see the feet.
Yeah.
So 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line. And the handoff and going nowhere was Cunningham. A loss of 1. It'll bring up 2nd down and 11. So Owen back in the game after missing last week with concussion protocol. Hovey played last week in the running back position. This week we got Cunningham and so far Owen back there.
Yep.
Had one handoff to Wyatt Campbell. Campbell coming through. Wyatt goes wide to the left side. Going in the slot is Ray Cunningham. Metcalf wide to the right. 2nd down and 11. The ball goes right through the hands of Du Bois, and Mountain View has it. Mountain View comes up with a ball as number 15, Frazier, gets in on top of that one. Ball went right through the hands of Caden Du Bois.
Yep.
And the fumble for the Salem Tigers, their first turnover, gives the ball to Mountain View at the 37-yard line. Well, I guess Caden took his eye off the ball, Rick. That's all I can think.
Yeah, I think so, Stan. I think he's looking to make the play before he caught the ball.
And Mountain View does not need this kind of field position.
No, they don't need any help.
Snap comes back to Pruitt. Hands that ball off, trying to turn that corner and trying to stay inbounds. Number 6 for Mountain View, and that is Eddie Rodriguez. He's just a freshman. He came off the slot, a gain of 4.
Okay.
You're going to see a lot of different people carrying the ball. They go trips to the right, 2 receivers to the left. Single setback, and that is Pruitt. Pruitt fumbles the ball. Salem can't get to it in time, but they do take the quarterback down for a loss of 5. And Pruitt just got a hurry. Whatever he wanted to do, Rick, he wanted to get out there very quickly to the right side, but you got to catch the ball first.
There's one thing you got to have first. That's the ball. Yeah.
4:06 to go first quarter. 20-0 Mountain View. 2 touchdowns by Reese on runs of 53 and 25 yards, and a Ripko 63-yard punt return. They give it off to Ripko on that inside handoff, and Ripko's going to get down. The ball comes loose. Who's got this one? Salem says they have it. Who has it? And they do have it. Coming up is Wyatt Campbell with that ball. A gain of about 8 yards, Rick, and then the fumble. And Campbell comes away with it.
And once again, Stan, like you was talking about earlier, Ripko kind of carries that ball kind of carelessly, doesn't he? And like I say, it looked to me like he was just kind of having that ball out there in one hand, and he lost that ball pretty easy.
So back-to-back fumbles by each team. You know, Coach Bryson Barnes and I are talking about it, how the Tigers have not been able to stop other teams when they fumble.
Yeah.
And that has been a big problem this year. And we talked about that, and he said that we're really working on that, trying to stop that. Quick pass, throwing it down the middle to Ingram. He's got it at the 45-yard line and gets thrown down for the first down at the 47. Tigers get another 20-yard pass play and another first down. Ball looked like it might have gotten tipped, Rick, but still Ingram was able to pull it down. It looked like a wounded duck out there.
Because Caden had to get rid of that ball, Stan, because he had a tackler right on his face.
Well, Stanley was coming in on him, and he put his hand up and looked like he just nicked the ball, but it had enough mustard on it to get out to Ingram, and he was able to catch it, bring it down for the 20-yard gain to the 47-yard line, 1st and 10. Campbell wide to the left. Metcalf wide to the right. Ingram in the slot on the right. In the pistol, a handoff to Ray Cunningham, and Ray will run to the 50-yard line.
For 2.
2nd down and 8. Looked like if he could have just gotten a little farther outside, somebody got a little piece of him and slowed him down, but
I was wanting him to try to bounce that to the outside. You're right, Stan. You've seen the same thing I did.
But Robert Trail, sophomore out there, was able to bring him down. And Caden Farrell out there. Both of them are out there, and I think it might even have been Farrell that actually might have hit him first. So 2nd down and 8, 2:25 to go first quarter, still 20-0 Mountain View. Owen the deep man, Cunningham the up man, Du Bois in the pistol, and here comes the blitz, and he fires it to nobody, out of bounds. Mountain View looking for a flag, but none there, but no Tiger in the area whatsoever. But if he's outside the box, Rick.
He's outside the, I'm like you. I thought he was outside the
not by
the
much.
box. If he was, he was close.
Not by much.
Yeah.
But a blitz by Mountain View forced Caden to get rid of it. It'll bring 3rd down and 8 for Salem Tigers here in the first quarter, down 20-0. So trips to the left side with Ingram, Campbell, and Cunningham. They haven't even started the play clock yet.
They're going to switch balls.
Yeah. You'd think that they would have noticed that.
I would have thought so too.
Before now. 3rd down and 8. We're in the first quarter here at Bill Schuchart Stadium. Du Bois rolling, fires that ball out, and it's going to be incomplete. He underthrew
Did he get it?
Cunningham.
Did he get it, Stan? No.
No, that ball bounced, Rick.
Yeah.
They give it to him. I'm
be shocked.
Yeah. And I'll bring up 4th down at basically right at the 50-yard line.
Okay.
But that ball was underthrown going for Campbell, but either Campbell went to the outside and was supposed to go inside, or the ball was thrown in the wrong location. So we don't know.
We don't know.
But one of those locations, because it was nowhere near Wyatt, or drastically underthrown.
True.
4th down. Here comes the blitz again. The pass for Metcalf overthrown. And Mountain View will take over 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line. So the big catch by Ingram giving Tigers a 1st down, but they can't move it any farther. Couple of opportunities. But Mountain View, they're just pinning their ears back and coming after Caden Du Bois.
Yeah, they are.
You know, we talked about, I was talking to Mr. Bryson on the phone this morning, talking about those little quick tight end slants, but we don't have an experienced tight end.
Oh,
that he's comfortable with doing that and making that play. So, you've got some education to do, and it's going to be a learning year for everybody.
True.
And so it's a tough year, but you got 2 guys moving at the same time. I don't think you can do that. And the official does call it legal procedure or false start.
Take it as you wish, huh, Stan?
Well, it's not a false start when 2 guys are running. They didn't false start. No. That's illegal.
It's an illegal motion.
Yes, it's a legal motion. They all use and you don't see the motion call anymore.
No, you don't, do you?
Not at all.
No.
Not that little side wiggle with the hand. In motion comes Frazier. They give it to him. Frazier trying to turn upfield. Has a big hole. Frazier to the 30, to the 20, and he gets by Hovey and scores. The inside handoff to number 15, Lucas Frazier, and he takes it 50 yards for the touchdown.
Actually, 55, Stan, counting the penalty.
Yes, 55. Excuse me.
You bet. 55-yard run for Lucas Frazier.
Boy, he saw the hole right there, and he just took it. He just put on the jets and took off.
Boom.
And the Tiger defenders, Hovey had the best chance to get him, but he ran past him. And that Tigers got in there and blocked that one. I think getting in there for the Salem Tigers to block it was Owen Hamilton.
Yeah, he did.
So the PAT is blocked. And it's 26-0 here in the first quarter. Still a minute and 53 to go. You cannot deny the speed of Mountain View.
Yep.
It is just, it's so prevalent in what they do in their offensive game. And this has been this way now for, I want to say, at least the last 12 years,
I'd say
if not a little bit longer.
I'd say, yeah.
And, one of the reasons why we started seeing Mountain View have success, especially when people might remember when Acklands first started coming in.
Yep.
And they started throwing the ball down the field because they had these guys who were track stars. I mean, literally just track stars, just running past everybody, and they send 4 guys to the end zone.
Speed. Huh?
Yeah. Here, we're going to heave it down there. You catch us.
You go get it. And they did.
And somebody said, well, how do you know you got that kind of speed? Mountain View won the SCA track meet like 5 years in a row on the 4x400.
Yep.
What the heck?
They
these
can all
guys can run.
Yeah, these guys can run.
Yeah, and so they got them to play football, and they danced around down there, and that's how they really got started on their success. Kick goes into the end zone over the head of Wyatt Campbell, and the Tigers will have it 1st and 10 at the 20 with 1:53 to go on this homecoming night. Great evening, beautiful night.
Beautiful.
It's supposed to cool down a little bit by morning, but right now it's pretty nice.
Yeah, it is nice.
26-0 Mountain View. Reese with a 53-yard run off a lateral pass. 28 seconds into the game, down a 25-yard run. Ripko a 63-yard punt return, and Frazier 55-yard run. Rick, I think if my adding is correct, they've had 7 offensive plays. The punt return does not count.
No, we don't count them.
Tigers go trips to the right. Owens a single setback. Du Bois throws it quickly, and it's incomplete, intended for Metcalf. Knocked down out there by Eli Moore. He was defending. Ball was thrown low, and Moore was actually right there. Had that ball been thrown up, it might have been a pick six.
True, I agree with you.
He was really close to him. Still a long way to go in this one.
Look at that, Stan. Well, you're
7?
6.
6.
6.
Du Bois looking to pass again, fires it across the middle, and that ball is all but intercepted. Intended for Campbell, it was overthrown. And dancing back there, trying to cut back from his defensive back position, coming across as number 10, Aiden Pendergraph. That ball might have short hopped him, Rick, or he just couldn't hang on to it, diving for it low. So it's 3rd and 10.
He gave a good effort to try to pick that ball off, didn't he? I thought he almost had it.
He almost did.
Yeah, he did almost pick it off.
Of course, his back's to us, so we can't see if it went in and out of his
True.
arms, but he was right there, and timeout being called by the Salem Tigers with 1:41 to go in the first quarter. It's 26-0 Mountain View. We're going to come back in 30 seconds. This is Tiger Football on KSMO Media.
Southtown Furniture. Southtown, where the bargains are. We've got everything from furniture to appliances. Quality floor covering. We won't be undersold, you'll see. To you, that is our guarantee. Southtown Furniture, where the bargains are.
Salem Tiger offense right now at a timeout. Let's go ahead and, on the video side, show you that offense for the Salem Tigers in the game tonight. Okay.
Sorry about that.
Well, we tried.
We tried, didn't we?
Probably didn't give Ben enough time to get back there. Anyway, nonetheless, 1:41 to go in the first quarter. 3rd down, 10 yards to go. Tigers 3 receivers to the left side. Du Bois looking that way, gets pressure, and down he goes. Not much chance there as 3 guys in there from Mountain View. They got in there pretty quick.
Wow.
Leading the way for Mountain View, wearing number 55, was Brody Rutledge. He got in there first. So loss all the way back, very near the 10-yard line to about the 11, so loss of 9. Metcalf will have to punt right from his goal line. Another short field for Mountain View, and they get in there and partially blocked it.
They did get a tip. They did tip that, didn't
and
they?
that ball takes a Salem bounce and will go out of bounds right almost at the 50-yard line. 1st and 10 for Mountain View Liberty at their own 49, or the Salem Tiger 49.5. They lead at 26-0 with under a minute to go in the first quarter. Homecoming night. Decent crowd on hand. It has filled up a little bit, Rick, since we last looked.
Yep.
Mountain View comes back out. They are in the white jerseys, as we mentioned earlier, if you were with us at the beginning.
Yep.
Frazier will go wide to the right side. In the slot will be number 3, Cal Ackland. They go with the double setbacks with them tonight, right on this one. Reese will hand that ball off. That's big number 5, and that's Carter Pruitt, who's usually the quarterback. And he runs it down to the 30-yard line. A gain of 19 and a first down for Mountain View. That's their second first down of the game. They go no huddle. They go 4 receivers to the right side as Du Bois limps off.
Yeah, seen that.
Back to throw, getting it out quickly to Frazier. Frazier has room down the sideline. Gets that block from Ackland inside the 10. It looks like he's at about the 7. If that's where they'll mark it, Rick. Kind of hard to see where he stepped out of bounds. And actually they're going to mark it at the 13-yard line. So
17.
17-yard gain, a first down. Pruitt back, throws it outside. Nice catch. Touchdown, Mountain View. Pass across to number 9, Gavin Reese. What a heck of a diving catch by Reese in the end zone. He really whipped that ball into the corner, and Reese, with a diving effort, comes up with it. Not much defense you could do on that pass.
Boy, he's had something on that one, did he? Wow.
So Reese, his third touchdown, that, I'm going to say a 13-yard pass from Pruitt. Right in that neighborhood.
Okay.
With 28 seconds to go here in the first quarter, it's 32-0. Taking a snap is Reese. Hands that ball off and trying to turn the corner is Pruitt. He gets taken down short by the Salem Tigers. Owen got over there and pulled him down. A 2-point conversion fails. And Mountain Grove leaves it 32-0 here in the first quarter. But the only person that even could have caught that ball was Gavin Reese. No defense. I believe that was Ingram defending him, and there's nothing you can do on something like that.
He threw a built bullet in that corner, didn't he?
Yeah.
He didn't lay it out there for him to catch it. He threw it over the line.
Out
yeah,
there.
he did.
So Mountain View with 3 first downs in this first quarter, with 5 touchdowns. They are an explosive team.
They are.
And, you know, we knew that coming in, and I think everybody was well aware of probably how this game was going to go. But it is impressive to watch.
Too.
You hate to see it go against your home team.
True.
But I mean,
it's pretty impressive, yeah.
You got it where there's talent. Give talent their credit.
Yep.
That's good. Ripko will kick this one high. Should give Campbell a chance to bring it back. He takes it down at around the 3-yard line. Up the middle to about the 20, to the 25, to the 30, to the outside, and goes over by the bench and gets hit hard. Up high, and when he was already out of bounds and a flag goes down, that penalty is going to come on Caden Farrell.
Yeah.
As he knocked down Campbell after he got really close to the 40, I want to say about 37-yard line. And that's just unnecessary roughness. It'll add 15 yards to it on that personal foul. But a nice return by Campbell.
True.
He came up the middle and saw the outside, broke that way. And it'll move the ball up very near the midfield stripe. 32-0 Mountain View.
Back to midfield, Stan.
Guys were in the huddle back in the 20s.
Come on, guys.
Play clock's going to run out before they ever get to the ball. Down to 18 seconds. They're going to need to hustle it up here a little bit. Campbell wide to the left side. Ingram out there as well in the slot. Metcalf wide to the right in a pistol. Back is Du Bois, gets pressure, fires that ball high and incomplete, intended for Metcalf. Caden favoring his right leg a little bit. He limped off on defense.
Yep.
And tried to step into that one ball, and that ball sailed, Rick.
Didn't it?
Metcalf actually was open, had a step on his defender. Coming across, I believe that was number 10, Pendergraft, but the ball, well, if he could have caught that one, he's going to have to grow about another 22 inches.
I agree with you. I agree.
I don't think he's that tall.
I don't think so.
Jamal's quick, but he's not that tall. And the blitz comes in, and Du Bois goes down. Stanley came in, and Caden did the right thing. He just fell because there's no way he's going to get out of that, and he's limping pretty bad. He looks like he's coming off, Rick.
Is he?
Well, it is the end of the first quarter, so that might make sense too.
Yep.
We've played one here in Salem. Our score, Mountain View 32 and the Salem Tigers nothing. We'll come back in a minute. This is Tiger Football on KSMO Media.
Your legacy. Protect it, prosper, and pass it on. Stephen Patterson, attorney at law, specializes in real estate planning, probate, family law, and business law. A Salem native, Stephen Patterson provides comprehensive representation to clients throughout southern Missouri. If you need assistance, contact Stephen Patterson, attorney at law, at 573-453-2529.
your surprisingly great race, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Cameron Irway in Salem today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Welcome back, Salem High School football field. Tigers are on offense. Let's see those starters on offense.
Caden DuBois, junior.
Ruben Hovey, sophomore.
Jamal Metcalf, junior. Matthew Stokes, freshman. Leighton Mink, sophomore. Cole Corson, senior. Wyatt Martin, junior. Joe Griffith, junior. Owen Hamilton, junior. Caleb Ingram, senior. Wyatt Campbell, junior.
So third down and about 17 to go here as we get ready to start the second quarter. Du Bois back in there on the third down and long, and Mountain View drops their defensive backs even deeper. Pass intended outside, I believe, for Ingram, and Caden had nothing on that ball. And it looked like Rick, I think he needs to come out of the game.
I don't think he can push off on that stand. I don't think he can set. You don't think he can set himself to throw the ball.
He had no follow-through on that whatsoever, and he noticeably is limping.
Yeah, big time.
Thing is, though, Cash Howard, one of the backup quarterbacks, is also out.
Hurt. Yep.
Wyatt Campbell back.
Could do it, yeah.
But he's about the last one we have on the depth chart.
True. What now?
So Tigers of Salem will call a timeout. They don't have enough guys on the field. I won't believe, Rick. That's their second timeout of this first half, and we still have 11:56 to go in the second quarter. It's 32-0 Mountain View. We'll come back in 30 seconds. This is Salem Tiger football on KSMO Media.
With tax season fast approaching, you might have some questions that you need answered. If so, give the Tax Masters a call. They have over 40 years of experience and can handle all types of accounting services plus certified e-filing. Don't ever let yourself be a slave to the IRS. Come and see Jackie or Beth at Tax Masters, located at 107 West 4th Street here in Salem, or call 729-3001.
Metcalf in. Salem will have to punt again, and this time Mountain View drops two guys deep. Snap, and Jamal kicks that one, takes the Salem bounce, and will bounce inside the 20. This will be the deepest Mountain View started all night, back at their 15.
Yeah.
That's a heck of a punt.
That was a good punt.
Almost
Got
40 yards.
Got a good row.
As standing back there waiting was Reese as well as Ripko, but neither one could get their hands on it. And now the offense for Mountain View will come back, but the clock never moved.
It didn't. I noticed that while ago. I was looking down, and when it showed 7:42, then when the play was over, it was still 7:42.
So Mountain View will take over 1st and 10. It's not like a kickoff, Rick. You don't have to wait for somebody to touch it. I believe, sometimes education's not only on the field. Pruitt gets it, flips a little short pass up the middle, and trying to take that ball through and getting 4 yards or so. It looks like number 3, and that's Ackland.
Okay. They finally got the ball into Ackland's hands.
We were given some stats by the Mountain Grove coaching staff, and talked about Carter Pruitt. He's 47 of 73 for 712 yards, 11 touchdowns. So it's not unusual for him to throw.
True.
He's got another touchdown tonight on that pass to Reese. Pruitt gives this one to Frazier. He scored on this play last time he had the ball. He's got the first down and more as he gets out across the 30 to 35. That's a gain of right around 15 yards and a first down.
Nice hustle over there, stand by Hovey as he come all the way from this side all the way to the far side to bring him down.
1st and 10, ball at the 35-yard line for Mountain View. Also rushing, we talk about it. Frazier, we don't have any numbers on him, but he obviously is one of their key guys, but not a big carrier of the ball. So he not a main carrier. Tigers get a little bit of pressure. They go deep downfield, and the ball's overthrown, incomplete. Intended for Ripko. Ingram was with him, as I think Reese threw that one, if I'm not mistaken. It might have been Pruitt, but I think Reese did. Tried to throw that ball high to let Ripko run underneath it.
True.
But the ball actually drifted out of bounds, incomplete. 2nd down and 10. 32-0 Mountain View. Punt return for a touchdown. Three running touchdowns and a passing touchdown. Reese with 3 of those. Trips to the right side. Back rolling is Reese. He throws that ball out. It's caught by Frazier right at the 40-yard line. Taken down there immediately by Jamal Metcalf. Coming over and lending a little moral support there was Samuel Henderson. Gain of 3. It'll bring up third and still about 7. They stack 3 on the left side. Rolling that way is Pruitt. Looks like he wants to keep the ball. Turns the corner, beats the tackle, and still on his feet gets the first down and more across to the 50-yard line. That's a gain of almost 15 again and another first down. So Pruitt, by the way, has rushed the ball 56 times for 470 yards, 7 touchdowns for an average of 8.4 yards per carry. That's a lot.
That is.
Pruitt back to throw, throws it outside to Frazier. He beats Jamal and gets an additional 7 or 8 yards for a first down to the 32. That's a gain of almost 16.
Okay.
And another first down for Mountain View. And actually, they marked it close to 15, but we'll leave it.
Yeah, I'll leave it.
5 receivers in the pattern. Going deep is Ackland. And getting pressure, but getting away from that is Pruitt. Pruitt will run it up to the 30-yard line, a gain of 4. Tigers got pressure in there, but did not make contact. I believe it was Henderson that may have gotten in the backfield, but then Pruitt was able to elude him and then was able to actually get some positive yardage. Second down, about 6, 9:25 to go. All kinds of time. Pruitt throws it deep downfield, and the ball is tipped and incomplete. Intended down there for Adrian Pendergraft. Tigers were back there, had 2 defenders deep. Were able to knock that ball away. Bring up third down and 6 yards to go. Now is when you start to see teams try things that they want to practice.
Well, sure. I mean, yeah, I don't know
what they can do.
Yeah, you got to, the coach wants to see different things, and that's exactly, when you have a chance to do that, that's exactly what he wants to see.
So Pruitt and Reese will be back deep, and either one of them could take the snap here.
True.
And Reese takes the snap. Ball comes loose, and Salem may have it. I think they do, and they do.
Wyatt. Nope, number 25.
Nope, coming up with that ball for the Salem Tigers
Matt Stokes.
was Matt Stokes.
Good job. Good job.
Second fumble by Mountain View in the game. And Stokes able to recover that one.
He was right there, Stan. That ball, when that ball come right straight back to him, and he got on that ball.
So Tiger offense with 9:12 to go in the half. Come back on the field.
Caden back in, Stan.
Yes, he is. In the pistol. Low snap. He's getting pressure, and he goes down. Looked like he tried to run to the outside, Rick, and he did not have a lot of success. He's got that right leg taped up. Or actually his left leg taped up, but I don't think it's helping a lot. Doesn't seem to take away his limp. A loss of 2. It'll be 2nd and 12. Yeah, he tried to get to the outside, and he took like one step and was down. Don't know if he got tackled or just slipped down. In high school, once your knee touches, you're down. Du Bois wants to throw. Here comes the pressure again. And he's going down this time hard. And he's not getting up very quickly. Frazier took him down pretty hard, Rick. And
Yeah, he did.
He needs to check out.
Yeah,
he's wobbling. And he's going to come to the sideline. So Campbell will come in and take over at quarterback, I'm sure. Or it could be Evan Mendenhall, too.
True.
I think he was do a little bit of that as well. So we'll see.
It's going to be
Looks
Wyatt.
like
isn't it?
Campbell.
Is it Wyatt? Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Third down and about 13.
I don't know the play.
Wyatt rolls to his right, now wants to run to his left. Reverses field, throws the pass out, incomplete. Mendenhall got his hands on it, but couldn't bring it in. It'll bring up 4th and 13. So Du Bois got rid of that ball, by the way, Rick, on that last play before he went down. But I was watching Frazier take him down, and he took him down hard on his shoulder, and that's kind of what I was really worried about. Face first, kind of in the ground. So 4th down and 13. You're at your own 33-yard line, 32. You probably need to punt the ball away.
Say that we're going to, like that Metcalf in stand to punt this ball away.
Yeah, Reese will wait deep. Almost a 40-yard punt for Jamal last time. Snap is back, gets a lot of pressure. This one more of a wobbly kick to the side. And takes a sideways bounce, taking it down for the Salem Tigers and capturing it there, number 21, Josh Owen. Not quite as long a punt this time to the 45-yard line. 28-yard punt.
Okay.
And with 8:05 to go, I believe Mountain View called a timeout. With the score, the Liberty Eagles 32, Salem Tigers nothing. We'll come back in 30 seconds. This is Tiger Football on KSMO Media.
Terrell Complete Auto Care is a full-service auto repair center in Salem. They offer full-service oil changes as well as $2 discounts on Tuesdays for all ladies, and Wednesday is Senior Citizen Day. Plus, Terrell Complete Auto Care can take care of all your auto and diesel repair needs. They offer free pickup and delivery in town. James and Sheena and the staff of Terrell Complete Auto Care are proud to support the Salem Tigers.
Welcome back to Bill Schuchart Stadium. 8:05 to go in the half, 32-0 Mountain View. Let's, on the video side, let's show you the Tiger defense in this first half.
Caleb Ingram, senior. Wyatt Campbell, junior. Josh Owen, senior.
Ruben Hovey, sophomore.
Carter Degon, freshman. Caden Du Bois, junior. Jamal Metcalf, junior. Cole Corson, senior. Owen Hamilton, junior. Joe Griffith, junior.
Yep, that's true, Rick. We have hockey starting tomorrow night. 6:30 pregame show, 7 o'clock game time. And you're right. A lot of teams already played 3 games.
Yeah, ain't that
and
something?
The Blues haven't played them. None yet.
None.
High snap. Handoff to Pruitt. Pruitt up the middle. Dancing over the 50-yard line to about the 44-yard line of Salem. A gain of 13 and a first down. As Reese took the snap, handed it off. Interchangeable parts.
Yep.
Reese does the running, does receiving, and does quarterback. Pruitt does running and quarterbacking, and
I'm sure he could receive if he needs to.
I'm sure he could. Yeah, these guys can do wear a lot of different hats on offense. 3 receivers in a pattern, 2 setbacks. This time they give it to the other man through, and getting about 4, maybe 5 yards from Mountain View as they untangle the pile is
Ripko.
going to be Ripko.
Yep.
I believe it is.
Mm-hmm.
A gain of 3. 7:20 remaining in the half. 32-0 Mountain View. They keep sending receivers out there. And they've got receivers. And back to throw. It is Reese. Reese has a lot of running room to that left side. He goes to the outside, goes by 2 tacklers, and then runs out of bounds after getting the first down. Down very near the 28-yard line. That would be a gain of just about 9. Maybe, yeah, about 9. Well, we'll give him 10.
Okay.
It is a first down at the 29-yard line. Boy, there was nobody out there, Rick, once he got outside the corner. And then by the time the first Tiger out of it even got near him, it was already a first down.
True.
Snap back. Pruitt rolls to his right. Looking, oh, I'm sorry, that's Reese again. Going for Frazier in the end zone. He's got it. Touchdown. Frazier gets the touchdown pass. And that one from 29 yards out here in the second quarter, the 6:49 mark from Reese. So Reese has caught or has scored 3 and now has thrown for 1.
He just rolled out, Stan, just threw that as far as he could throw it and let Frazier go get it, and he did.
Makes it 38-0. And they're going to go for 2.
Yep.
So Pruitt and Ripko and Reese all deep. Ripko actually goes up into a slot. And it's going to go to Pruitt. Pruitt looks to throw. The ball does. 2-point conversion is good to Frazier. So he got away from the Tiger defender, Jamal Metcalf. That's one of those drive the guy deep, Rick, and come back. And there ain't much you can do to defend that.
No. Yeah, the only shot you had at that stand is anticipating that and take the cut and try to cut in front of him and knock that ball down. That's a timing play that was that was done excellent there by Pruitt and Frazier.
Got to give Mountain View a lot of credit. That's exactly the things that we have seen them do, and they've learned from watching that. You know, a lot of pros do that. You see Kansas City do that. Kelsey does it all the time. He goes right at the guy, stops, comes back 2 steps. Well, you got to back up with him, and then you cannot recover that quickly.
You can't get there quick enough. Yep.
And that pass was actually thrown before he even came back, and you can't blame Metcalf for that one.
He was there.
He was there. Yeah,
he just couldn't get in front to knock that ball down.
But you can't be in front of the guy on that kind of pass. So, again, a 2-point conversion, 40-0. So Reese with 3 touchdowns, 1 passing touchdown in the game. So Pruitt has a passing touchdown. So as we were going through some of those stats we mentioned, a lot of touchdowns to this Mountain View team. A lot of them. Wow. You have, like I say, you're averaging over 42 points a game. It's a lot of points.
True.
And right now they have 40 in this one in the first half. And Ripko will ground this one. And somebody needs to pick it up. Finally goes back to Campbell about the 15, and he's not going to get very far, up near the 20, and that's it. Tackle. You don't have that number, Rick. 54. We don't have a 54.
I thought I seen a 54 out there a while ago, and I looked for it, and I did not see it on our sheet. Yeah.
It's an imaginary guy. But he tackled him.
It's a mystery, isn't it?
It is a mystery because I
Mr.
have
Mystery
no
Man.
Yeah.
We don't know.
We do not have that.
We don't
number.
have. Yeah.
So Mr. 54 made
the tackle.
First and 10 for Salem. Campbell at quarterback trying to turn it upfield, and he's going to get taken down for a loss of 3. Trying to spin off to the right after a fake to Owen. Just too much pressure by Mountain View. They're just in the backfield right off the snap, going right through the Tigers' line. But they are blitzing as well. It's not like they're just beating the line. There's 8 guys coming.
Yeah,
there's only 4 to block.
Yeah, you can't get them all. Yeah.
Well, 5 maybe. You count the tight end, but in an I formation, Campbell will go under center. He rolls to his left, flips that ball out. It's caught there by Cunningham. Cunningham across the 30 to about the 34. Nice play. And that's going to pick up about 16 yards and a first down.
Good job.
Tigers' 3rd first down of this first half. Nice job by Tigers right there.
Would you say 14 yards, Dan?
16.
16. Gotcha.
5:45 to go in the half. 40-0 Mountain View. This is homecoming tonight. And a nice crowd on hand. Hope you're enjoying the game wherever you might be tuning into, listening on the radio or on KSMO Media, watching the stream. We got an illegal setup right now. So our far wide receiver's not on the line of scrimmage. And that ball comes loose. And Mountain View says they have it, and I
And they
believe
do.
they do.
Looks like Carter
Coming up
Pruitt,
with that
yeah.
ball is Carter Pruitt. So Pruitt with a fumble recovery at the 30-yard line. So 2 fumbles for each team. Well, Rick, our wide receiver was not even on the line of scrimmage, and they did not throw a
They
flag.
didn't. They just let it go.
Yeah,
they did.
Yeah.
You're right.
So I'm like, God, he has to be up there. The guy in the slot has to be inside, but he has to be on the line. Yeah, he wasn't. They didn't throw the flag. Maybe they should have. We wouldn't have fumbled.
We wouldn't have. True.
Back to throw. Pruitt fires it deep, going for the end zone, and overthrowing the intended receiver down there, and looked like Ackland, I believe.
Okay.
So it'll be 2nd down and 10 from the 30-yard line. Ackland's going to get all the way back to the huddle, and they're going to say, do it again.
Get back out of there. What are you doing in here?
Yeah, do it again. Same play.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
I got to do this again.
Yeah. Eli Moore goes wide to the left side. Frazier wide to the right. Ackland in the slot. They're going to do the little lateral pass again. They get it outside to Ripko. Ripko down the sideline, jumps into 2 Tigers. Flag is down. He's still going toward the end zone. It looked like a hold out there, Rick, but we will see.
Yeah.
Might have been a face mask as well.
True. We couldn't see from here. Yeah.
But it looked like there was a hold out there, but we'll see what the call actually is. Right around the 26-yard line. But let's wait for the official.
Holding?
Holding against Mountain View. So a gain of 4 yards, and
4,
it'll come
okay.
back 10. Ripko is one of those guys. He's just not going to stop.
He keeps those legs going, doesn't he?
And unfortunately for Salem Tiger tacklers, they're trying to tackle him up around the waist. This kid is strong, and you're not going to get him there. You got to get him right there above the knees. The thighs
Take
are
him
just
away.
below that. So you're taking otherwise his leverage. He's a low center of gravity too. He's tough. Pruitt will fire that ball out complete to Frazier in the middle of the field on the slant. Still going, gets very close to a first down. Not sure he has it. I think he's short by about a yard. So a gain right there of 15 will bring up 3rd and 1.
Well, he's a main target tonight, huh?
He has been.
Frazier.
Yeah, he has been. And Lucas only had 18 receptions coming in the game. That was 3rd on Mountain View.
Yeah, he's got
But
Frazier's got
like
6 tonight.
6, yeah, he's just taking the lead.
Yep.
Oh, that's going to make some guys mad.
They're going to be mad.
He goes wide to the right side. Snap comes back, a little inside shovel pass to Ackland. Ackland turns the corner, gets the block, and gets outside across the 10 to the 8 for a first down. A gain of 12. Just that little inside flick. And Ackland takes it inside the 10 to about the 8-yard line. 1st and goal for Mountain View, bringing him down. Evan Mendenhall finishing him off.
Yep. About the 8-yard line?
And now a timeout being called by the Salem Tigers. It's 40-0 Mountain View here with 3:49 to go in the half. We'll come back in 30 seconds. This is Tiger Football on KSMO Media.
This is Mike Elliott from Town & Country Insurance. As an independent agent, we shop many different companies, allowing us to find the best value for our clients. Town & Country Insurance has been serving South Central Missouri since 1963. We have offices in Salem, Rolla, Licking, and Mountain Grove, and would welcome an opportunity to show you what we can do for you. Stop by 400 West Scenic Rivers Boulevard, located inside the Town & Country Bank, or you can call our office at 729-6624.
Don't forget, next week, the final regular season home game against Kabul. We'll be here to bring it to you on KSMO Media and KSMO Radio, AM 1340, FM 95.7. Kabul and Salem next week, senior night.
Senior night, yep.
Not a lot of seniors this year.
We don't have many.
Only had a bunch last year, but we don't have that many this year. But we got a lot of freshmen and sophomores.
True.
That we do. A lot of young kids. How about those 8th graders last night beating West Plains 38-8, I believe?
Good job.
Good job. Absolutely. Don't know what the 7th graders did, but I know the 8th graders had a good game. Snap is back. Again, the inside flip to Ackland. He's going to score easily. Touchdown to Cal Ackland. 8-yard touchdown pass, and that makes it 46-0.
Kind of the same play, huh, Stan?
Exactly the same play.
Come right back with it, and and the result there was a touchdown for Liberty.
Pruitt, his 2nd touchdown pass. And it looks like they may go for 2 again.
That's what I was thinking, too. Yep.
So Pruitt just Pruitt. He's going to line up. They're going to stack 4 to the left side, 1 to the right. He could just run it over there.
Yeah, true.
Instead, he's going to fire it over toward Frazier. Almost intercepted by Metcalf as they swapped off there, Rick. Metcalf
he said, I'll take the inside, you take the outside.
Mendenhall did that, and the 2-point conversion fails. And the Salem Tigers trail it by a score of 46-0 against the Mountain View Liberty Eagles, and they've gotten past their average points per game that they have all season long. But again, touchdown passes in this game. The touchdown pass from Pruitt to Reese, a 13-yard pass. And then Frazier, the 29-yard pass from Reese. And then the Ackland 8-yard pass now from Pruitt. And these are the last 3 touchdowns. Of the first 4 touchdowns, one was a punt return. The other ones were runs. So the weapons that Mountain View has, Rick, it seems like they're endless.
Yeah.
But that's what happens when you've got some, experienced players. They know how to play as a unit, and these guys they've played together a long time.
Yeah, they have.
They actually start playing. They've got a very good, what they call Mighty Mite football program down there in Mountain View.
Yep.
They actually have a very good program down there. A lot of these kids have been playing together since 5th, 6th grade.
So they know each other. They know what each other can do, and they built off of that, and they're seeing the results here this year.
Ripko to kick it off with 3:40 to go. Campbell deep. And he will take it at the 2. Campbell up the middle of the field looking for a hole. Finds a little gap. Still on his feet. And gets taken down about the 27-yard line. Nice return, 25 yards by Wyatt Campbell. He'll stay out there, and quarterback for the Salem Tigers. Had to take his shoe off. I think he something got in his shoe, so he took it out. Salem Tigers, right now, as you might imagine, they're last in their district, and they will be on the road.
Yep.
And we still don't know who that might be yet. There's still a lot of.
There's a lot of.
And
pretty
really,
close.
the teams at the top are 500. It's not a
strong district.
Super strong district, no. But when you haven't had a chance to win a game, it makes it even harder.
True.
Handoff to the outside and trying to gain a little bit of yardage for the Salem Tigers was Hovey. And he'll get a yard. Actually, he loses a yard.
Okay.
It marked him down back at the 25. And I thought that's kind of where Campbell went down. Ruben works hard. We'll give that young man credit. He plays hard. He works hard. Snap comes back. Campbell looking downfield, fires that ball out, and very, very.
Pruitt almost got that, didn't he?
Yeah.
Wow.
Very close to being picked off. Put a little zing on that ball, though. I'll tell you that much. But
he was
very close.
He was trying to fire that ball in there.
Might have been trying to squeeze it in a very narrow hole there, Rick, but incomplete with 2:50 to go and left here in the first half. Mendenhall wide to the left side. Out there as well as Cunningham. Single setback is Owen. Campbell gets it, rolls to his left, fires that ball out behind Ingram. It's incomplete. That'll bring up 4th down. The Tigers passing game is just not very accurate. Of course, they don't get a chance to really set up and throw like you're watching Mountain View do, and they would have to do it on the run. But they have gotten better trying to go for shorter passes.
True. Yeah. I agree with you there.
You still got to have the guys ready to catch the ball in an emergency situation. So I still don't see kind of that's your dump off guy. That kick will come down in the hands of Mountain View, trying to find a little gap up the middle and still on his feet, running it back for Mountain View. Was number 6.
It's like we may have
Eddie
a flag.
Rodriguez, and a flag is
in
down.
the middle of the field.
Yep.
Is that what it is? Okay,
Yep.
I couldn't see it.
Right there at the 49 and 8 yard line.
Okay.
Rodriguez with that return, and it came back to the Salem Tiger 47, but they may back it up. It's an illegal block in the back.
Yep.
By Mountain View. Move the ball back to the 43-yard line, a 10-yard penalty. Not a lot of penalties in this game. 2:30 to go. 46-0 Mountain View. Trips to the right. Back to throw. They set up the screen. Getting it over to Ripko. Ripko waits for the block from Frazier, and there he goes down the sideline. Ripko cuts back to the middle, dodges 2 would-be Tigers, and then gets to the 5-yard line. What a run by Ripko from the 43, and they'll mark him right at the 5. So 52-yard run on the screen. It was just we talked about it in Tiger Talk.
Sure.
That was a slot screen. And for Mountain View, their 10th first down of the game, a 52-yard run down to the 5. Eli Moore going wide to left side. Frazier, Ripko, and Ackland to the right side. I'm sorry, a little bit early movement. They flip it out to Ackland. He scores easy, but there should have been a flag down.
Nothing down.
As Ackland moved quick, but no flag. 5-yard touchdown pass to Ackland, and it's 52-0. His second touchdown. But he moved just prior to the snap. Pruitt throwing his third touchdown pass. And Ripko in for the point after. To hold is Ackland. The snap is back. The kick is up. That one looks pretty good.
It is.
And it is. So Ripko hits his third point after of the game, and it's 53-0.
Nothing. The first half.
In the first half. Rick, we remember when Salem's football program, and they did not have running clocks, when we would actually, I remember in St. James, we had 3 touchdowns on 80-yard runs in the first 4.5 minutes on McEwen. David McEwen did that.
Yep.
Same play.
Mm-hmm.
Three same plays, 3 80-yard touchdowns. And you had a 21-0 lead 4 minutes in the game. And she would pull the guys out after the first quarter.
Yeah, there's lots of time, like you say, on some of those guys' stats, and McEwen is one of them.
You could have 4,000 yards.
That's what I was getting ready to say. Where he ended up, who would have known? It was, because like you say, there was times, like you say, when those guys would only play one quarter a night.
Yeah. And and that's what I'm saying. You're still here. We are in the second quarter. Now, obviously, Mountain View they're gonna win this game, right? Okay, so. But the Salem Tigers are undermanned, and they're still leaving their starters in. And that's sometimes the complaint that you have. You need to have your starters in for a while.
Yeah.
But I remember games like that. Here's David McEwen, 3 carries, 240 yards in the night. Where would he finish up?
And he's done after one quarter.
He's done. Line drive kick taken by the Tigers at the 35-yard line. They bring it back to the 45 for Salem. That's Ray Cunningham with that ball. And he got popped pretty good.
Didn't he?
Right at the 45 with 1:45 to go in the half. So 53-0. I'm assuming we're going to see some different players in the second half.
Sure, yeah.
But I just remember those days. There was no running clock in the second half, so you were going to play a long time.
Yep.
And there were times, and Rick, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but Salem actually took the varsity, junior varsity, and the freshman team all on the road.
At that time, we did have freshman team.
Yeah, we did. Yep. And they all went down, and they actually got a chance to play varsity ball.
Yep.
Cunningham getting a lot of pressure, throws that ball away, incomplete, intended for Ingram.
Or Campbell, yeah.
Campbell throwing it out for Ingram. Incomplete. Did I say Cunningham?
Yeah. We're good.
I'm going to have to change his name.
Somebody's going to have to change it. Either Cunningham's going to change one or Campbell's going to change his name. No.
So Wyatt may have to start toward the bench. I thought maybe there might be something wrong with his helmet where he had to leave the field. Sometimes there is an equipment problem where they force you to go.
Force you to leave the field, yeah.
So Cunningham will come in the slot to the left. Cunningham, the real guy. And Mendenhall wide to the left side.
Campbell's going to make the snap.
Campbell's going to take the snap. He's going to try and throw,
Oh,
and
no.
he's going to go down. Boy, the blitz came right up the middle and got him. Getting in on him was number 58, Caden Farrell.
Now he's limping.
And so Campbell now is shaken up. That'll be a loss of almost 10.
10, okay.
Minute and 15 to go. He's trying to shake it off, Rick, and whatever it is, it's on the foot.
It's hurting,
like.
yeah.
He's trying to shake it off. Play clock, 25 seconds, so he'll have a few seconds to try and get some feeling back in that foot or whatever.
Yep.
He got hammered, and Salem has no timeouts to give him relief.
True.
He'll limp up to take the snap. He gets it, wants to throw, fires it across the middle, incomplete, and then off the arms of the defender out there. And that was Aiden Pendergraph. Yeah, he had.
Well, he had him.
He had Mendenhall open.
Yeah, he
but
did.
Kind of overthrew him just a little bit. 4th down and 20. 30 seconds to go. Stokes comes in as Mendenhall will come wide to the right side. Metcalf in for the punt. And he gets off a decent punt. It's going to come down in the hands of number 6, and that's Rodriguez. Rodriguez gets a block to the outside of the 40, down the sidelines, and a good tackle by Ingram at about the 29-yard line. That's a return of almost 35 yards.
Yeah,
They've got some good return yardage. We see kickoff returns by Ripko. He's averaging 27 yards. Eddie Rodriguez averaging 27 yards. And punt returns, Ripko's averaging 20. That was almost 30. Now that we look back from where they spotted the ball. 14 seconds left to go in the half. Will Mountain Grove take a knee? Will Mountain View take a knee? Or will they go for another touchdown?
We'll see. Yep.
We'll see. They lead at 53-0 here in the first half. They're going to go for the touchdown. And Reese throws it deep down the middle for Ripko. Tipped and knocked away. Good job by Metcalf to tip that ball away from Ripko. That was a well-thrown ball right down the middle of the field. 5 seconds left. And Metcalf got there, and as Ripko reached up for it, he just knocked it away. Good defensive play. Now, call me old-fashioned, Rick, but that's getting kind of greedy.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
14 seconds left. You're up 53-0, and you're going for more?
Yeah.
Now, that's a little greedy.
Yeah. Say they're going to do it again, Stan.
Adrian Pendergraph goes wide to the left. They do trips to the right side. Yeah, I agree. They did it on first down. They're going to do it on second. Back to throw. Pruitt's going to run the ball. He's got a lot of running room. Gets to the outside. All the Tigers got to do is stop him from getting in the end zone, and they do, and that'll kill the clock as time runs out. A gain of almost 17 yards, though, and would have been a first down for Mountain View. Well, we played a half here at Salem on this homecoming night. It's been all Mountain View Liberty Eagles, and they have dominated this game from the 28-second mark when they scored their first touchdown to Rick almost getting one with under 10 seconds to go in the half. But
True.
Nonetheless, they have scored, and they filled my entire 8-touchdown sheet on the one side. It's 53-0. We're going to come back in 3 minutes with stats and talking a little bit more about football and maybe about some volleyball and even blues hockey when we come back. 3 minutes from now, 53 for Mountain View Liberty, nothing for the Salem Tigers. Back in 3 minutes. Tiger football and KSMO Media.
No matter what, every morning. Farmers go to work, doing what needs done. The work is unforgiving. The days are long, real long. They nurture, they grow, they harvest. When the day is done, sell the fruits of your labor to your neighbors on Town Stream.
When I meet a new loan customer, I try to drop everything that I was working on prior to them coming in my office and focus directly on what their needs are at the time, whether it be a new car, their first house. I focus directly on what they are telling me and what they are needing. And it doesn't matter if it's a small $1,000 loan or a $200,000 house. I try to treat every client the same.
Sorry, Dad.
Sure, you could get him a new car. You could also light a pile of money on fire. Because as long as Mr. It wasn't my fault takes the wheel on occasion, maintaining this car is your best option. So keep it running longer, stronger, with quality parts and a whole lot of Napa know-how.
Relationships. It's not just being on a first-name basis. It's a partnership built on trust. This is Scott Ball, president of the Bank of Salem. Since 1883, the Bank of Salem has been serving our local community with the kind of personal service and professionalism that builds relationships. We've earned the trust of our customers with over a century of strength and stability, never once changing our name or compromising customer service. Stop by one of our 2 locations in Salem, visit our website, or download our free mobile app. The Bank of Salem, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Healthy Dane County and Titan Paving and Drainage present Casino Night at the Salem Community Center at the Armory on Saturday, November 5th. Blackjack, craps, roulette, and Texas Hold'em. Each person receives $10,000 in gaming cash for prizes to draw for at the end of the night. Advance tickets are on sale now. Dress in Kentucky Derby attire to add a little more fun to the event. Enjoy a night of professional casino action and fun while supporting your local community. For more information, call 729-8163.
I'm Dr. Tiffany Bland with Salem Memorial District Hospital. Recently, there have been many changes within our local clinics and hospitals, and you may find yourself looking for a new provider for your children. At SMDH, we would like to reach out to the community to let you know that we do see patients of all ages. Most of our providers are family practice, which means that we have been trained to see well child visits as well as sick visits. Salem Memorial District Hospital. Every patient, every encounter, every time.
Salem Marching Blue getting ready to entertain this homecoming crowd here tonight. Under the direction of Gannon Craig, and we have seen them get better and better and better every week. And of course, they have their own competitions, and we wish them the very best in those competitions. And watch the flag corps and the band play. And you know, Rick, it's people always think it's always about athletics, and it's not. You've got a lot of different groups that play. You've got your Quiz Bowl teams. You've got your FFA. You've got different clubs that they have in the Beta Club and different clubs that the school has, and the band is another one. That there's a lot of extracurricular activities that go on, and you know, you just got to tip your cap. A lot of extra time put in by these kids, and really do appreciate all the hard work. And of course, let's put a big thank you out to the parents.
You bet.
As well. But they put a lot of time in and obviously extra money in for these youngsters to be a part of these groups. And so that's a little shout out to those parents.
Sure. I agree with you.
Also to the extracurricular activities that these kids get into. And you know, a lot of people say, well, it's just a little after school time. Some of these band guys get up at 5 o'clock for some of these things.
That's
it's
right.
It's kind of crazy.
It's,
but, you know, if you love it, if you like to do it, it's worth your time. Trust me, really is. And we wish them the very best in the competitions that they still have. Probably not too many left here. Usually October is when they start to finish up here.
They kind of dwindle down, don't they? Yeah.
But whichever ones that they still have, we wish them the very best. A lot of them usually in September, and then it gets to October, not quite as many. I'm not sure which ones Mr. Craig has the Tigers in this year. So with different band directors. They like to go to different
Different
competitions.
stuff, yeah.
Well, I get that, and so
there's no problem. I don't see nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely not. And a lot of times, changing the atmosphere you go to might actually change your performance.
True.
Because you
I
get to
agree.
see other schools do different things that maybe you might say, hey, maybe we can do that.
That's kind of neat. Let's try that. Yeah.
Well, we are at halftime between the Salem Tigers and Mountain View Liberty Eagles. Stan Stevens, Rick Hoyt with you here, and our KSMO media crowd. I want to thank all of them for being here for every game and bringing you Tiger football, home and away, on KSMO Media. And I think we're one of the few that do that, Rick, if not the only one. Maybe Ava. Ava
Okay.
might also do that with Tyson Hathcock, and I know he's here usually doing that. And I know Houston has the paper that they do that little, more like a huddle thing, but we really do appreciate everybody, all the sponsors that make it possible for us to be able to do these games for you. And, of course, we're not able to go to every single volleyball game on the road and things of that nature. Some, and I'm going to be honest with some of the people out there and say, well, why can't you? Some gyms we go to we don't have any place to do the games from.
Yeah.
So it would be virtually impossible, and we always try and get the best view for you. Now, we will be at Sullivan. We've been at Sullivan before, so we know we can actually get that set up and bring that to you on Mission TV when the Tigers are in sectional play next Saturday.
Yep.
They'll play either Cuba or St. Clair. Not this Saturday. They're at the Sparta tournament. Next Saturday, 6:30.
Yep.
Salem will be in they get a bye in the first round, so they will play either Cuba or St. Clair in the semifinals. So Sullivan is seeded first, Salem is seeded second. And then the championship game of that will be on Monday night.
Monday night.
I believe it's Monday after that. Monday or Tuesday. It has to be done by Tuesday. That's what Misha says.
Misha says it's got to be done.
All got to be done. Can't go past Tuesday.
Oh, no.
Well, because then, the next round for sectional starts Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday, yeah.
Thursday. So, got to be done by Tuesday. Don't go past that. All right. Well, let's talk a little bit about football here tonight, and it's been Mountain View Liberty Eagles basically from the get-go. They got the opening kickoff, ran the ball back to the 47-yard line. Ripco had a real nice return, probably of about 26, 27 yards, just about his average. And then from the 47-yard line of Mountain View, one-play drive, and it was an interesting little setup. It was a formation we have never seen Mountain View in. It was actually a layered formation. They had three up front, one in the back. I don't know what to call that. Flying eagle, maybe, I guess.
I don't know, yeah.
Anyway, what they did is they threw the ball back to Reese. I should say threw the ball to Ripco. And then Ripco threw the ball back to Reese. And all on laterals. Everything was a lateral. It all went backwards. And then when Reese got the ball back, Ripco looked like he wanted to go downfield.
Yeah, he did. I think he did.
But nobody was open, so he came back to Reese, who was wide open. The entire Tiger defense all moved to the far side of the field where the Salem bench is. And, well, once Reese got the ball, there really was nobody on the entire stand side of the field. And he took it 53 yards for a touchdown just 28 seconds into the game. Point after by Ripco made it 7-0. And, Rick, from there, it just was Mountain View the rest of the way.
Oh yeah, you're right. Like, see, we can look at the stats here in a few minutes, but you're right. The plays that they ran, Stan, like say, is almost like you look at Salem and you look at these as like two entirely, which it is, but two entirely different looking teams, and you can see a senior team going up against a inexperienced team, and that's what we're seeing here tonight.
Well, you're seeing a lot of guys, and with the different plays that they're running, that I can tell you right now, I've never seen that play, and I've seen a lot of football. Yeah. Okay, I'm not a young puppy anymore, so I've seen a lot of different formations and different plays. I've seen the old-fashioned Salem double pass. I've seen reverses. I've seen the tight end screens. I've seen virtually. What you say, you've seen everything. You haven't seen everything.
No,
I just saw something I never saw with really only two receivers on the line. They had two in the slot. They had three in the back lined up just absolutely parallel with a man behind them. So it looked like three different lines out there for Mountain View. And they started the game out with that play. And I, sitting here, I don't even know what to call that formation.
Yeah.
I don't. I've never seen it. It's not an I formation. It's not it's not like a wishbone formation. It's just, like I said, maybe call it the Flying Eagle. Who knows?
We don't know. Yeah.
But when you can imagine Tiger defense, a young defense out there like,
We've never seen this. Yeah.
And, you can't call a timeout on the first play of the game.
No.
So, you have to live with the result that you get. And the reason I brought that one up is because that's how Mountain View came out and started this game, with something absolutely out of the realm of the cloud out there somewhere that the Tiger defense just could not interpret because they have never seen anything like that. And so, when you start a game out like that and you score on it, first off, you deflate the defense, you inflate the offense, and that's the way it's kind of gone. So when Rick starts giving these individual stats, you're going to see some pretty eye-popping numbers for Mountain View.
Yeah, you're right, Stan. We'll start out with Liberty as we'll look here. They're leading, on the ground, Stan. On the leading carrier on the ground is going to be number 9, Gavin Reese. He's got 3 carries, Stan, for 88 yards. Lucas Frazier's got 2 carries for 70 yards. Carter Pruitt's got 6 carries for 61 yards. Drew Ripko's got 4 carries for 35 yards, and Eddie Rodriguez had 1 carry for 4 yards. So they had 258 yards of rushing in this first half.
So when you see numbers like that, and you wonder when their average is 8.4 a carry, 12 yards a carry, 9 yards a carry, they're falling right into that pattern.
Yeah, you're right. And like saying, putting the ball in the air, Carter Pruitt put the ball up 13 times. He completed 9 of those passes for 138 yards. And then lo and behold, you come in here with another quarterback, Stan, number 9, Gavin Reese. He puts the ball up 3 times, completes all 3 passes for 37 yards. So they ended up with 175 yards of passing, along with the 258 yards rushing, for a total offense of 433 yards.
So Carter Pruitt came into the game throwing 47 out of 73. 73 passes he's already thrown this year in 7 games. Yep. And he threw how many more? 17? 17 more. So now he's got 90.
Yeah.
That's 90 passes, 17 against a Tiger defense, which is young and inexperienced. So, you get an idea. They're going to complete a lot of those. And a lot of those are short passes. We're not talking all going downfield.
No, there's a lot of quick slants and stuff like that in there. Yeah.
So a lot of these little flares to the back. And the couple of passes we talked about to Ackland, they're just shovel passes. Yeah. They're 2-foot passes. Sure. But they're forward. So they count that way.
That's right.
So anyway, you see the numbers and the total numbers for them, Rick, 433 yards in the first half. And they had a couple of short fields.
Yeah.
And one punt return that went for a touchdown. That does not get counted on your offensive
that's not,
stats.
like I say, that's not including any of their returns.
No.
Yeah.
And they've had some big returns
they have.
as well in the game. So Mountain Grove last week had a big first half.
Yep.
Mountain View has a big first half. And Mountain View tacks on even a little bit more, trying to even tack on more at the end, trying to get to 60 points by halftime.
Yeah, same thing we've seen tonight. Yeah.
And then last week it was Mountain View calling a timeout to kick a field goal.
That's true. Yeah, they did.
At halftime.
Yeah.
So what used to be a gentleman's game where if you had that big lead, you kind of just took the knee.
Yeah.
It's not happening anymore.
Or run the ball and try to run the clock out. Yeah.
Mountain View had 11 first downs. They were penalized 4 times for 40 yards, and they did fumble the ball twice. They lost both of those to the Salem Tigers. So let's take a look at those Salem stats, Rick.
Yeah, let's start out with the leading carrier tonight. It's going to be Ray Cunningham. He's got 4 carries for 7 yards. Josh Owens had 1 carry for 3 yards. Caden Du Bois had 5 carries for a minus 22 yards, and Wyatt Campbell had 3 carries for a minus 12 yards. So Salem ended up with a negative 25 yards of rushing in this first half.
But they did complete some large pass plays.
Yeah, they did. Like I say, Du Bois, Caden was up. He put the ball up 13 times. He completed 3 of those passes for 42 yards. And then Wyatt Campbell come in and had to be the quarterback, and he come in and he was 1 for 6 for 16 yards. So Salem had 58 yards of total offense in the passing game. So they ended up with just 33 total yards in this first half.
It's rough to do. But Tigers did have 3 first downs in that first half. They were penalized 1 time for 5 yards. They did lose 2 fumbles as well in that first half. When we come back, we'll go over the scoring in this one, and we return in 3 minutes. This is Tiger Football on KSMO Media, 53-0 Mountain View.
Duncan Family Chiropractic provides chiropractic care to everyone from newborn to elderly. Dr. Duncan treats wellness, sports injuries, chronic ear infections, pregnancy, and more. Ask Dr. Duncan about your full line of supplements, including Juice Plus and standard processed supplements, as well as pain relief BioFreeze products.
If you have the audacity to believe a financial advisor should talk with you, not at you.
If you believe access to your financial advisor should be a right, not a privilege.
Join the nearly 7 million investors who think like you do. FaceTime and Think Time make a difference.
Join us.
Join us.
At Edward Jones, it's how we make sense of investing.
I am a Missouri Farm Bureau insurance agent, and I'm here to talk about life, your dreams, your work, your family, and how you can protect it all with a company that will talk to you with the honesty of a farmer and take care of you with the integrity of a neighbor. I'll make sure no detail is left uncovered so your family can breathe easy. Because just like you, I chose to build a life in Missouri too. I'm a Missouri Farm Bureau insurance agent, and I'm from Missouri for life.
There's a place for do-it-yourselfers with everything for your car or truck.
Find these great deals at K&H All Supply. Parts in a conventional oil, 5-quart size, and a microguard filter for $25.99. Free all-penetrating oil for $9.99. And True Fuel Premix 2-cycle fuel, 2 for $15. That's at K&H All Supply right here in Salem.
Park City. Yeah, Park City. Park City.
Every project is different, which is why Salem Truss uses modern engineering software to design, then construct quality trusses for your home, barn, or business. The size of the job doesn't matter, but the quality of the work does, which is why Salem Truss will deliver their trusses anywhere. Proud to support the Salem community, they're open Monday through Thursday from 7:30 to 4:30 and Friday from 7:30 until 11. For more information, call Salem Truss at 729-9276.
Southwest Baptist University campus in Salem provides quality higher education close to home for residents of Dent County and the surrounding areas. The classes at SBU Salem campus are taught in the afternoon and evenings, making a degree attainable for people who are in the workforce or can't afford to go off to get a degree. We offer degrees in nursing, which is an RN bridge program, elementary education. For more information on the degrees and programs, please contact admissions counselor Chris Welch to schedule an appointment as a prospective or returning student.
What are you doing? Gary Lee here with us.
Yeah.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, Stan.
Tell us a little bit about this Eagle team. I know we got a few minutes here while we're at halftime, and you've seen Eagle teams for a long time.
Yeah.
And you were telling me right before the game, it's probably one of the best defensive Eagle teams that you've seen.
It really is. If you look at them size-wise, the D-line is really what makes it go, what makes it tick. And Coach Kanaghi's been able to play 6, and there's just not much difference between them. But they're so strong, and they're so fast.
That's the quickness I've seen tonight.
Yeah, they're 5'10", about 195 pounds. Now, Luca Vandervoort, 77, he's a little bigger, and he gets right up over the center, and he can wreak havoc. But it's just the overall team speed defensively and the versatility. Liberty usually comes out and plays a pretty base 35 defense. And they'll use, the hybrids. In my day, they were called monsters. But they're a hybrid cornerback, outside linebacker. But, you'll see some 5 fronts. You'll see 4 D linemen. You'll see all D linemen standing upright. And they've wreaked havoc all year. They've only given up, the varsity has only given up now 2 touchdowns in 7.5 games. So, I've been doing, this is my 33rd year. It's the best Liberty defense I've seen Liberty have.
Yeah, and we've seen some very good Liberty offenses in the last 15 years. We actually were going back, Rick and I were starting to talk back. I said, we remember the Liberty program at 18 kids. And it's really struggled and almost lost the program. They really almost killed football there. And we credit those kids for keeping the program alive, because without them, this wouldn't be here.
Well, there was really serious talk about Liberty dropping 11-man football. It was tabled. It was in serious consideration. If Liberty maintained football at all, it was going to go to an 8-man. And the big problem with that is there's not many 8-mans. Of
No,
course,
not
Liberty
this
is the
area.
bigger, school of that area, so they were trying to work with the Wynonas and the Summersvilles and the Eminences and even the Altons about bringing up 8-man football. And, it was really, really close. But Coach Ackland came along, and, he kind of turned things going. He was, we talk about these kid magnets, that get the young kids to buy into whatever they're selling.
Right. And it takes a while for it to happen. It doesn't happen the first year. It doesn't happen the second year.
No.
It may take 3 or 4, and Coach Barnes is going through that right now.
Right. And Coach Barnes, I like Coach Barnes a lot. I've talked with him numerous times. It's about, you have to work with the 4th, 5th, and 6th graders, and you have to cater them up into junior high, to freshman football, to JV. It's a process. It would be great if, you could just bring a coach in and, boom, you're winning 10 games in districts and conferences, but it is, today it's a big deal.
But, Gary, if you're doing that with a coach you bring in, that's from the previous coach what they left.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it
anyway.
is.
So we are at halftime. We're going to take a 2-minute break and come back. Get ready for the second half. Gary, good to see you, my friend.
bet, my man.
And good luck the rest of the way. Good luck to the Eagles. And see if you can bring a state championship to the SCA.
Well, we got to win a district, and we got to play
yeah.
Houston too. And Houston was beat by Mountain Grove 28-8.
That was at Houston, wasn't it?
It was at Mountain Grove
Okay.
at 1 o'clock. It
They had
started
afternoon game, right?
as afternoon game, and it was all Mountain Grove. Houston did put up a pretty good fight for a half. It was actually it was 14-8. And Houston had the football with about 50 seconds to go. They could not score, but they got the football in the second half to start it.
Right.
And Mountain Grove, of course, it's all about adjustments. They made
Sure.
the right adjustments, shut Houston out the rest of the way.
Well, the SCA's been tight there, the top spot. So, anyway, wish you and the Eagles the best all the way rest of the way. And we have a second half to do here. We're going to come back in 2 minutes. 53-0 Mountain View. Back in 2 minutes. This is Tiger Football on KSMO Media.
Southtown Furniture. Southtown, where the bargains are. We've got everything from furniture to appliances. Quality floor covering. We won't be undersold, you'll see. To you, that is our guarantee. Southtown Furniture, where the bargains are.
Your legacy. Protect it, prosper, and pass it on. Stephen Patterson, attorney at law, specializes in real estate planning, probate, family law, and business law. A Salem native, Stephen Patterson provides comprehensive representation to clients throughout southern Missouri. If you need assistance, contact Stephen Patterson, attorney at law, at 573-453-2529.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Cameron Irway in Salem today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
With tax season fast approaching, you might have some questions that you need answered. If so, give the Tax Masters a call. They have over 40 years of experience and can handle all types of accounting services plus certified e-filing. Don't ever let yourself be a slave to the IRS. Come and see Jackie or Beth at Tax Masters, located at 107 West 4th Street here in Salem, or call 729-3001.
We're getting ready for the second half. Salem Tigers receive that kickoff. We'll go over that scoring for you from Mountain View. They will be kicking off. At those 28 seconds in, Reese a 53-yard run. The point after by Ripco 7-0. Reese a 25-yard run on their next possession. Ripco again the extra point. And then Ripco a 63-yard punt return. Make it 20-0 at the 7:20 mark of the first quarter. Still in the first quarter with 1:53 to go. Frazier a 55-yard run to make it 26-0. Then with 28 seconds left to go in the first quarter, Reese a 13-yard pass from Pruitt. And that made it 32-0. Then Frazier, a 28-yard pass from Reese to make it 40-0. And then Ackland, 2 different passes, the little flip passes inside, an 8-yard pass and a 5-yard pass with 3:40 and 1:59 to go in the half, 53-0 for Mountain View. Will be interesting to see if they actually do put in some other players. Rick, you know, we heard from Mike Crace down there in Thayer that Mountain View came out with all their starters back in. It looks like they're all still in there. All their starters are still in there against the Salem Tigers. Like last week, we saw Mountain Grove go to their second team.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did.
We'll see.
Especially in the second half.
Yeah, well, we are in the second half. And
that's right.
Clock's going to run. They flip it back, and Tigers trying to turn up field, getting back to the line of scrimmage on that flip for Salem. Looked like Owen.
Okay.
Tigers got some guys a little bit beat up out there. So Campbell back in limping again. Looked like a little tape jobs on his legs.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see what Mountain View does. They lead at 53-0, and they have put 60 points up on the board against 2 other teams already this year. So it would not surprise me to see them back out there again. Campbell has it, trying to run to the outside, throws it deep downfield and into the Tiger bench. There's nobody out there. And it's incomplete. It'll bring up 3rd down and still about 11 yards to go. Now, as we were talking earlier, we kind of talked to some others. First off, we do want to thank Gary Lee for stepping in.
Yep.
Just want to kind of give you another, another impression of what the other teams have.
Yep.
Yeah, I think we ought to do that with every school if we get a chance
we get a chance, like I say, because like I say, we do know a lot of the radio personnel
like
and stuff from the other side.
Yeah, we've been all doing this a long time.
Yeah,
so
we have.
Want to thank Gary for stepping in and talking a little bit more about Mountain View. Here's Campbell trying to find a gap, and he'll run right into 2 different linebackers. Leading the way was number 57, Ashton Stanley. He's not going to gain anything. It's going to be maybe a foot. Maybe,
yeah.
And that's it. But it'll bring up 4th down. So, again, Mountain View has not taken out any of their starters. They're all still in the game here in this 3rd quarter with 9:25 and counting. Metcalf will drop back. He has had some good punts today. He'll step back to about the 18, a high snap, and he gets off a low kick, line drive kick, and it's going to bounce, roll,
going,
baby.
Ball. Keep going,
and
Ball.
it goes down to the 33-yard line. Picked up there. Handing it to the official was Josh Owen. So Mountain View will bring out their starters. So there's no letting up. We saw that at the end of the half, Rick. You just wonder that's going to backfire on them somewhere down the road.
Somewhere, yep.
And there's still a gentlemanly part of this game that still should be followed, but that's not being done right now.
True.
And we'll just have to wait and see what does happen and transpire. So they come out throwing the ball, trying to add to their score. And going down the sideline, and Hovey makes the tackle out at about the Salem Tiger 39-yard line. All the way from the 34. Let's see if that's where they do spot him down. They're going to put him outside the 40. They're going to put him almost at the 42. So he's 16-8. That's 24 yards on a 1st down for Mountain View.
Okay.
Now you can't tell a coach to change his players out, but there's needs to
do
be
what
a
he wants to.
gentleman's league agreement. Going back to throw, Pruitt looking downfield. Fired that through the hands of Frazier. Incomplete. If he'd have caught that ball, Rick, he was in the end zone on a slant. That was a delayed slant. We hadn't seen them run that one yet tonight.
Kind of wait, go.
Yeah, wait, and then come across the middle of the field. I think he's tying his shoe.
Okay, gotcha.
7:25 and counting here in the 3rd quarter. 2nd down and 10.
Official kind of does a timeout, let him get it fixed.
I think his shoestring might have broke.
Did it break?
He's trying to figure out a way to tie it.
Forget it.
He's got gloves on, too. That makes it even harder. All right. Deep is Pruitt. He fires that ball out and completes it across the way for about a 7-yard gain. And that goes out to number 10, and that is Pendergraft. I think that's his first catch of the night. Second.
Yep.
Second down, or third down, excuse me, and well, they gave him 9 on that. Wow.
Oh, he did, didn't he?
Wow. Looked more like 7 to me, but they gave him 9 up to near the 31-yard line. Trips to the right. Pruitt back to throw. Fires that across and completes that out. And getting it there to Ripko. Ripko still on his feet. Turn to the outside. Still going at the 10. Trying to get away from 2 Tiger would-be tacklers. Loses the football. And it goes out of bounds. It'll remain with Mountain Grove at about the 11.
Mountain View.
So 20. Yeah, Mountain View. 20-yard gain. But there's a flag down, Rick.
Okay.
A flag down out around the 23. It is against Mountain View. And it is holding. So that ball will come back. And they'll move it back to the 33-yard line. They'll bring up 3rd and 2. So a gain of 8 and a penalty of 10. I did say Mountain Grove, didn't I?
Yeah.
Doesn't look like
It was
Mountain
close.
Grove.
You had the mountain right.
Yeah. Just a different mountain. Pruitt has it, hands that ball off to the inside and getting maybe a yard. Coming around on the inside off that handoff was Eddie Rodriguez, and it'll bring up 4th down and a yard. Up to about the 32. They need to get to the 31.
Yep.
Down to 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Rodriguez limps off a little bit.
Yeah, he did.
4th down and 1. Ackland in the slot left. 2 receivers to the right, 2 receivers to the left. In motion, Ripko. Back to throw, Pruitt. He's going to run the ball up the middle. He eludes 3 different tacklers, gets by another, and is finally hauled down by Cunningham, and flags go down the field beyond the tackle. And that looks like it may be some unsportsmanlike conduct kind of penalties. It has enough yardage for the first down. Down to about the 18. It's a gain of 14 yards.
Okay.
And they're going to call holding against Mountain View. I got it right that time.
Yeah.
Holding against Mountain View.
So we're going to be 14 on the gain.
Going to be 14 on the gain and a 10-yard penalty. It'll still be a first down.
Yep.
Moving the ball to the 27-yard line. With 3:45 and counting. Pruitt gets up there, wants the ball in a big hurry, gets it, looking deep down the middle of the field, fires the ball deep down the field, and it is dropped in the end zone. Looked like Frazier out there again, and he was back there with 2 defenders. That ball actually could have been caught for a touchdown. It was a well-thrown ball.
It was.
Tigers had coverage back there. Owen was back there. Also, Ingram back there. But Frazier had to step on him. Ball went through his hands. Incomplete. Bring up 2nd and 10.
Three minutes here to go in the third quarter, Stan.
Clock is a running clock. In motion goes Ripko. They flip the inside pass, and there's Ackland cutting across the field. And he's going to get the first down and more. Trying to get in that end zone. He's very close, and he's out of bounds at a 5. Out of bounds at the 5, and that will be a gain from the 28-yard line to the 5 of 23 yards and a first down. That's the 3rd time they've done that. Rick, and Salem has not had an answer. They had their defensive end. I know Atkinson's out with the injury. We have 9 players out with injuries. But the defensive end's getting sucked in, and that allows Ackland to go right outside every time. And he's been getting big yardage, got 2 touchdowns on that play, as a matter of fact. He's in the slot left, tries it again, and they're going to hand it off to him, and he's just going to walk in the end zone. It's that easy.
That was
touchdown,
easy.
And are they going to call it a touchdown, or did they stop play? holding against Mountain View.
Brought back.
That flag was thrown like almost right off the snap, Rick.
Was it? Wow.
Well, I mean, it's thrown like it's right in the lines down around the 4.
Okay. So he engaged too quick, I guess.
I guess coming off.
That's what I thought.
I mean, that'll make it easy to go in the end zone if you've got.
If you're holding the guy on the other side.
Sure. So they move the ball back to the 16-yard line.
Okay.
So that was right off the snap. So they didn't even mark it where the flag was thrown. They went from the line of scrimmage. So first and goal from the 16. Keeping the ball is Reese. Reese trying to get to the outside. Ingram came up trying to force him, and Reese is going to go in the end zone for a touchdown. Ingram made the mistake of coming up and then stopping. You just go right at the guy. And Caleb came up, came to a stop, and then allowed Reese to make the play. And he goes in from 16 yards out. And I think it's his 4th touchdown.
Okay.
59-0 here with 48 seconds to go left in the third quarter. Ripco for the point after. Ackland the hold. The snap is back, and the kick, it is good. And Mountain View did what they wanted to do, get to 60.
Yep.
$60-0. And the clock will run down before the next kickoff.
Probably. Yep.
Oh, yeah, it will. Because Salem's not going to be in any hurry to come out there. 60-0. We're going to be done with 3 quarters of play. We're going to come back in 90 seconds. This is Tiger Football on KSMO Media.
This is Mike Elliott from Town & Country Insurance. As an independent agent, we shop many different companies, allowing us to find the best value for our clients. Town & Country Insurance has been serving South Central Missouri since 1963. We have offices in Salem, Rolla, Licking, and Mountain Grove, and would welcome an opportunity to show you what we can do for you. Stop by 400 West Scenic Rivers Boulevard, located inside the Town & Country Bank, or you can call our office at 729-6624.
No matter what, every morning, farmers go to work, doing what needs done. The work is unforgiving. The days are long, real long. They nurture, they grow, they harvest. When the day is done, sell the fruits of your labor to your neighbors on Town Street.
When I meet a new loan customer, I try to drop everything that I was working on prior to them coming in my office and focus directly on what their needs are at the time, whether it be a new car, their first house. I focus directly on what they are telling me and what they are needing. And it doesn't matter if it's a small $1,000 loan or a $200,000 house. I try to treat every client the same.
Welcome back. Salem High School football field, Bill Schuchart Stadium, as we start the fourth quarter. And the kickoff went to Metcalf, who brought it back to the 25-yard line. That's where Salem will start out 1st and 10.
Yep.
And 60-0 our score. You are seeing a few new jerseys out there, Rick, but there's still a lot of the old ones out there that they're probably trying to protect the shutout, but
yep.
That's not usually how you try and play this game in high school. So Campbell goes back, and that quarterback, he's got his ankle, he's got to just drop the ball. Still can't find it. Finally does, just fall on the football.
Nope.
And no, Mountain View has the football.
Yep.
As they come away with it. Campbell just could not bring it into his body.
Couldn't get a hold of it.
He turned away from us, so we couldn't see if he had the ball or not, but it looked like he kept trying to pull it in with his hand, thought he had. And coming up with it for Mountain View was number 72, Tyler Glasscock.
It's like we're seeing some new players on offense here too, Stan.
Glasscock is a freshman, so he hasn't been playing too much. Coming in to do the quarterbacking, looks like number 4, and that's Parker Toon. Rodriguez back in. Good to see him after getting a little limp.
Yeah.
Gets it back to Rodriguez, trying to turn that corner, and he'll dive down to about the 16-yard line. It'll be a gain of about 3.
Okay.
Second down and, well, actually a gain of 2. They're going to put his knee down closer to the 18 or 17,
17
than the 16.
Okay, gotcha.
And now one of the Tiger players appears to have a cramp out there, and they're trying to stretch it out. Carter Dagan of Salem, he's trying to stretch that out before the next play. So Parker Toon has it, gives it again to Rodriguez, trying to get to the outside. The Tigers react. Flag does come in right about where he made his cut. That could be a hold. Looks like it is going to be a holding against Mountain View. Another holding call. Rick, I think that is their sixth of the night. And so that'll bring the ball back. That was actually from behind the line of scrimmage. And that's going to move the ball back to the 27-yard line. So it's going to be 2nd and 21. So that's a 12-yard penalty.
Yep.
We're in the fourth quarter. Mountain View has pretty well had their way tonight.
Yeah, all Mountain View.
Very talented football team, though. Take nothing away from them. Parker Toon in at quarterback. He gets the snap, rolls to his left, wants to throw. It looks like he's a lefty. He fires that ball out, and it is complete. Nice pass down the sideline to the 15-yard line to number 81.
Okay.
80?
80?
80? We don't have an 80. And we don't have an 81.
Don't know, do we?
Well,
don't have
mystery 81.
Okay, what was the gain on it, Stan?
Well, it's
From the
third
21,
down. It's
wasn't
third down and 8, so it's a 13-yard gain.
Yeah,
Yep.
13.
Going wide to the right side is Joe Conley. Trips to the left. Rodriguez in the backfield gets the handoff, trying to turn to the outside, cuts back to the inside. He's going to be short of the first down. It'll be at about the 12-yard line. Gain of about 5. It should bring up 4th and 3. Well, they're going to call it closer to 4th and 4, but that's all right. Leave it go.
Gotcha.
What's another yard, right?
at this point,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
So they're going to probably try a field goal here. Looks like Ripko's going to come in and Ackland's going to hold with 7.5 to go. I don't have any problem with this.
No.
Because you always need practice
That's right.
for your field goal. But I'm glad they didn't bring in the first team to try and score a touchdown.
That's true.
Ripko, the snap is a bad snap. The kick is up. He drills it. Looks like he pulled it, but it might have gone through.
good.
But no, just missed it to the left. The snap skipped up on Ackland, and from 30 yards out, the field goal attempt goes wide, and Salem Tigers will take over at their 20-yard line. 1st and 10 for Salem as the clock continues to run down with 6:50 and counting. I'd like to see the Tigers just get a nice little drive in. Whether they score or not, let's get a 40, 50, 60-yard drive.
True.
Get something consistent going here. And I know it's been a long night, and they have not had a lot of offense. But they have lost the ball 3 times on fumbles. But, again, Mountain Grove has not scored on a Salem Tiger fumble. They actually have given them all back.
They give them all back, yep.
So, one way or another, that's a positive out of the game.
True.
That the turnovers did not end up as points.
Yep, as they had in previous games.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Mountain Grove was 4 for 4. They flip it back outside to Hovey. Hovey trying to turn that corner. Man, I like the way that kid plays. And he's not going to get much on that one, but he was running hard. He'll pick up a couple. He'll bring up 2nd down and 8. Trying to go around that outside. Mountain View did a good job of recovering and getting over there. Had a lot of bodies over there to just kind of clog things up. Salem and Kabul next Friday night, final regular season home game.
Senior night.
Senior night. We don't have many.
We don't have many, but we do have
that
some.
ceremony will be fairly short. Last year, it took a while. It took like a half hour. What was 17 of them?
Yeah.
Snap is back. It's a bad snap, and not much could be done with that as the handoff was given off to Hovey. I'll tell you, I don't know how he even got the handoff made.
And how he got that far down the field, yeah. After he got
what
it.
I was looking at was the tackle of Campbell behind the play. He didn't have the ball. So I'm thinking, is there a penalty there? And no.
Nope.
Well, he didn't have the ball. Somehow Campbell got that ball off to Hovey and then got just thrown down.
True.
If you're video watching, watch how the man just throws him down way after the play, but no call. Gain of 4 for Hovey. He'll bring 3rd and 4. In the eye, flip it back outside, and Rubin there got started, and he gets only to the 25-yard line. It'll be a loss of a yard with 4:40 to go. Well, you get Rubin a couple of steps going, he's great. But, boy, you got to him when he's still not in movement, not in movement form. He's got to have that first step going. That play right there, he was just getting the ball, and it already had 70, I think it's 72 is already on top of him, or number 70, Jake Carl. The Tigers will go trips to the left. They got nothing to lose here. Campbell back. Hovey single setback. Give it off to Rubin. Rubin up the middle, runs into his own man. Readjusts, take it to the outside of the 40. Hovey to the 50. He's going to get taken down at about the 35-yard line of Mountain View. A nice run from the 25 all the way to the 35. And you're looking at a 40-yard gain.
40 yard. Gotcha.
And a first down.
There we go. That's what you was looking for, Stan.
I was looking for that. Yes, I was. And Rubin checks out. Looked like Rubin's going to get the first down and ran into his own guy and then had to push off and then go to the outside.
Like,
nice run by Reuben Hovey. Take that first down.
Yeah.
So with 3:10, Tigers in the offset eye. They flip it back outside to Owen behind him, and that ball's loose, and Mountain View will pick it up. They'll have the ball at the Salem Tiger 45-yard line. That pitch went right through the hands of Owen, and when he tried to reach for it, he actually knocked it back. And a good job by Ingram to stop Mountain View from picking that ball up and taking it down for a touchdown.
True.
So they do recover the 4th Salem Tiger fumble. 1st and 10 for Mountain View at the Salem Tiger 45-yard line. 2.5 to go in the ball game. 60-0 Mountain View with the lead. They have scored a touchdown here in the second half. Parker Toon, their quarterback, moves to his left, trying to get a block, flips that ball outside to Rodriguez, who'll get tackled and pushed out of bounds at the 42, a gain of 3. Well, I tell you what, Rick, this entire Salem Tiger team, again, on this near side, have they do any kind of other way, reversing the field, there's going to be a problem.
That misdirection?
Yeah, nobody over there. And, you know, you need to see that defensive end or linebacker come back the other way to make sure they don't reverse field, because that would have been disastrous. But in this case, there's no other place to go. Tigers were trying a little blitz there, and they take down Parker Toon for a loss of 1. Tigers hit that line right off the bat, right at the snap, and they got in the backfield, and Toon trying to run it couldn't get anywhere. We'll bring up 3rd and 8 with 1:25 to go. So good job by the Salem Tigers. Hello, I think ragweed's taking over.
It happens, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it does. Let's see if the lefty Toon wants to throw the ball. Now we're down to the last minute of play in the game. He rolls to his left, fires that ball out, and it is caught and dropped. In and out of the hands of number 12, Braden Mays, who's just a freshman, and it's incomplete. It'll bring up 4th and 8. Mountain View. I'm not sure who they play next week, Rick. It is an SCA team. They can win as a matter of fact, they clinch a tie tonight.
At least tonight, yeah.
With a win. And then next week they can win the SCA outright. I'm not sure who they play. I did not ask Gary.
They don't have to run a play here, Stan.
Nope, they do not. But I bet they do.
Looks like I think they're going to let it go, Stan.
I bet they don't. I bet that, the quarterback's trying to tell them not to, but They want to run one.
They're not going to.
But they're not going to run one. Final score, 60 for Mountain View, nothing for Salem Tigers. We're going to come back in 3 minutes. This is Tiger Football on KSMO Media.
Sorry, Dad.
Sure, you could get him a new car. You could also light a pile of money on fire. Because as long as Mr. It wasn't my fault takes the wheel on occasion, maintaining this car is your best option. So keep it running longer, stronger, with quality parts and a whole lot of Napa know-how.
Dad, where are you going?
Relationships. It's not just being on a first-name basis. It's a partnership built on trust. This is Scott Ball, president of the Bank of Salem. Since 1883, the Bank of Salem has been serving our local community with the kind of personal service and professionalism that builds relationships. We've earned the trust of our customers with over a century of strength and stability, never once changing our name or compromising customer service. Stop by one of our 2 locations in Salem, visit our website, or download our free mobile app. The Bank of Salem, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Healthy Dane County and Titan Paving and Drainage present Casino Night at the Salem Community Center at the Armory on Saturday, November 5th. Blackjack, craps, roulette, and Texas Hold'em. Each person receives $10,000 in gaming cash for prizes to draw for at the end of the night. Advance tickets are on sale now. Dress in Kentucky Derby attire to add a little more fun to the event. Enjoy a night of professional casino action and fun while supporting your local community. For more information, call 729-8163.
I'm Dr. Tiffany Bland with Salem Memorial District Hospital. Recently, there have been many changes within our local clinics and hospitals, and you may find yourself looking for a new provider for your children. At SMDH, we would like to reach out to the community to let you know that we do see patients of all ages. Most of our providers are family practice, which means that we have been trained to see well-child visits as well as sick visits. Salem Memorial District Hospital. Every patient, every encounter, every time.
Duncan Family Chiropractic provides chiropractic care to everyone from newborn to elderly. Dr. Duncan treats wellness, sports injuries, chronic ear infections, pregnancy, and more. Ask Dr. Duncan about your full line of supplements, including Juice Plus and standard processed supplements, as well as pain relief, BioFreeze products.
If you have the audacity to believe a financial advisor should talk with you, not at you.
If you believe access to your financial advisor should be a right, not a privilege.
Join the nearly 7 million investors who think like you do. FaceTime and Think Time make a difference.
Join us.
Join us.
At Edward Jones, it's how we make sense of investing.
Salem Tigers fall to 0-8 on the year, 0-6 in the SCA, and it was all Mountain View Liberty tonight as they scored early in the game and got a 53-0 lead at halftime. They did score 1 touchdown in the second half, make it a 60-0 game. And, you know, I know Salem Tigers got a long way to go, and hopefully people have the patience to let them get there. And I know that we see a lot of things, but some of the good things you see tonight, the Reuben Hoveys in the game, the good pass protection by Jamal Metcalf, some nice plays by Caleb Ingram, some catches. They're small victories in a tough loss, but they're still victories. You got to take them. That's what you got to work on. We got to do that again. We got to do that again. We got to do that again.
Well, and like you say, I mean, you know, and that's what you that you hope for, and the Salem coaching staff. I'm sure that's what they're hoping for is these kids learn from mistakes. I mean, and that's what they're out here for. I mean, you're going to make mistakes. There's no doubt about it. These are young men, and they're some of these are playing for the first time. So you've got to live with that, and you just hope, like you say, that these kids can go back and look at stuff and say, hey, this is what I did wrong. This is what I need to correct and hopefully get better. You bet. See you later. Be careful.
Guys.
But and that's what you have to look at is you have to build off of this stuff. I mean, you can't just can't keep dwelling on it. You just have to move on. let's do something better. Let's do something a little different next week. Let's just come out and try something else and see what goes on.
And, if consider yourself, if you were a freshman in high school, and if you can remember that far back, and then just think how intimidated you were by seniors. Get on a football field when they're a foot taller than you and 45 pounds more than you, and they're running right at you, and they're breathing, smoke out of their nose, and you're thinking, oh, my gosh, I have to tackle this guy? I mean, it is intimidating to a point, and you got to overcome that, and that's the hardest thing.
Yeah, you've got to overcome that.
And as you mentioned, some of these kids are playing football for the first time. That is a scary thing, and as Coach Bryce and I were talking about, the first thing the kids have to overcome is the fear of getting hurt, because if you're afraid to get hurt, you're going to get hurt.
You're going
to get hurt.
You will get hurt.
If you go out there and you attack, you're not going to get hurt as likely as you would by sitting back and waiting for a guy to run you over. It's like, can you run past the tracks on the train, or are you going to try and take the train on?
Yeah.
I've got to try and take the train on by standing still. You're not going to win.
You're not going to win. No, you're not.
Yeah, and that's kind of the same way it goes. So let's give you some stats from this one, all Mountain View, and the yardage will show that. Rick, tell them a little bit about it, please.
Yeah, we'll start out with the leading carrier for Liberty was Gavin Reese, and he had 4 carries for 105 yards. Gavin Carter had 7 carries for 75 yards. Lucas Frazier had 2 carries for 70 yards. Drew Ripko had 4 carries for 35 yards. Eddie Rodriguez had 5 carries for 15 yards. And Parker Toon had 1 carry for a -1 yard. So they ended up with 298 yards of rushing on the night.
Okay, and passing-wise?
In the passing game, Mr. Carter Pruitt was 13 for 19 for 201 yards. Gavin Reese had he was 3 for 3 for 37 yards, and Parker Toonstan he was 1 for 2 for 13 yards. So they ended up at 251 yards in the air. So the total on the night for their total yardage is 549 yards.
That's a lot of yardage, Rick. A lot of yardage.
A lot of yardage.
No doubt about that. And Mountain View, with that, finished up with 14 first downs. They did have 2 fumbles, and they were penalized 8 times for 82 yards.
Wow.
How about for the Salem Tigers, Rick?
Yeah, let's start out with Salem Tigers. Their leading carry is going to stand, like she was talking about earlier, is going to be Reuben Hubby. He had 5 carries for 46 yards. Ray Cunningham had 4 carries for 7 yards. Josh Owens had a couple of carries for 3 yards. Wyatt Campbell had 4 carries for a -12, and Caden Du Bois had 5 carries for a -22. So Salem only ended up with 22 positive rushing yards in this game.
And that, for Salem Tiger football, which has always been known as a running team, that's almost unheard of. But when you have the running game is limited and you've got a lot of guys hurt, it really makes a big difference when you have to throw the ball, and then the other teams know that.
Yeah, and like you say, and it's just like when you was talking to Gary. I mean, and they, and you looked at this Mountain View Liberty team stand, and they come in here healthy. I mean,
they're all
they're not missing anything. So I mean, that's that's a big plus on their side also. So in the passing game, Stan, Caden Du Bois was 3 for 13 for 42 yards, and Wyatt Campbell he was 1 for 7, Stan for 16 yards. So Salem had 58 yards of passing tonight with a total yardage of 80 yards.
80 yards.
80 yards total.
And when you look at that, you are really not over-exaggerating or under-exaggerating anything. And as Gary was saying, the Mountain View defense, very good, very good. And,
3.
Okay. And you can't deny that. They are very good. They're very quick, and they're very aggressive. And so, and when they did a few of their blitzes and we were able to pick them up with the pass, we got the 20-yard pass plays.
Yep.
If you can do that, you can move the ball, but you've got to be aware of that. And you got to have a little bit of time back there as a quarterback to be able to find a guy or two that are open so you can get the ball out to him, because you're not going to know where that blitz is coming from.
No.
There's just no way.
No way.
Salem ended up with 4 first downs in the game. They did fumble the ball 4 times, had 1 penalty for 5 yards.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah.
When we come back in 3 minutes, we'll give you the scoring in this one. All Mountain View as they win at 60-0. Back in 3 minutes. This is Tiger Football on KSMO Media.
If you have the audacity to believe a financial advisor should talk with you, not at you.
If you believe access to your financial advisor should be a right, not a privilege.
Join the nearly 7 million investors who think like you do. FaceTime and Think Time make a difference.
Join us.
Join us.
At Edward Jones, it's how we make sense of investing.
I am a Missouri Farm Bureau insurance agent, and I'm here to talk about life, your dreams, your work, your family, and how you can protect it all with a company that will talk to you with the honesty of a farmer and take care of you with the integrity of a neighbor. I'll make sure no detail is left uncovered so your family can breathe easy. Because just like you, I chose to build a life in Missouri too. I'm a Missouri Farm Bureau insurance agent, and I'm from Missouri for life.
There's a place for do-it-yourselfers with everything for your car or truck.
Find these great deals at K&H All Supply. Parts in a conventional oil, 5-quart size, and a microguard filter for $25.99. Free all-penetrating oil for $9.99. And True Fuel Premix 2-cycle fuel, 2 for $15. That's at K&H All Supply right here in Salem.
Park City. Yeah, Park City. Park City.
Every project is different, which is why Salem Truss uses modern engineering software to design, then construct quality trusses for your home, barn, or business. The size of the job doesn't matter, but the quality of the work does, which is why Salem Truss will deliver their trusses anywhere. Proud to support the Salem community, they're open Monday through Thursday from 7:30 to 4:30 and Friday from 7:30 until 11. For more information, call Salem Truss at 729-9276.
Southwest Baptist University campus in Salem provides quality higher education close to home for residents of Dent County and the surrounding areas. The classes at SBU Salem campus are taught in the afternoon and evenings, making a degree attainable for people who are in the workforce or can't afford to go off to get a degree. We offer degrees in nursing, which is an RN Bridge program, elementary education. For more information on the degrees and programs, please contact admissions counselor Chris Welch to schedule an appointment as a prospective or returning student.
Southtown Furniture. Southtown, where the bargains are. We've got everything from furniture to appliances. Quality floor covering. We won't be undersold, you'll see. To you, that is our guarantee. Southtown Furniture, where the bargains are.
Mountain View wins it 60-0. Scoring started early in this game, 28 seconds in after the return of Ripko off the kickoff of 27 yards. Reese then went 53 yards on a, okay, how am I going to explain this? Like a double lateral pass, okay? So the first lateral pass went back to Ripko, who then threw another lateral pass to Reese, who then went the other way on the field, all the way from the right side of the field, right in front of the Salem Tiger bench, and Reese ended up going in the end zone on the left side of the field, all the way around, 53-yard run. Point after by Ripko was good, 7-0 at that point. Tigers offense couldn't muster anything in their first possession, and so they punted the ball to Reese, or I should say to Ripko, brought the ball back. Two-play drive as they got the ball to the 45-yard line. They gained 20 on the first play, 25 on the second, so in 3 plays, Mountain View led the game by a score of 14-0 after the Ripko point after. Salem Tigers again could not muster any offense, and they had to punt. And Metcalf's punt was all the way to the 37-yard line. Ripko took it in there and ran it back 63 yards. Point after was no good, was 20-0. And then with 1:53 to go in the first quarter, the Tigers actually got a first down or two on a pass play or so. Did eat a little bit of clock. They kicked the ball, 2-play drive. Frazier, 55-yard run. Oh, sorry about that. 1-play drive, 55-yard run by Frazier. And, boy, he hit that gap on the inside handoff, and, I mean, he was gone. And the point after was blocked, made it 26-0, but they weren't done. Tigers then went for 3 straight passes, couldn't do anything, and gave the ball back to Mountain View in very good field position up around the 45-yard line. 3 plays. A Reese 13-yard pass from Pruitt. I mean, he fired a bullet out there to Reese. He did a little down and out, caught the ball in the corner of the end zone. 2-point conversion failed. 32-0 at the end of 1 quarter. Then in the second quarter, the 6:49 mark, Frazier, a 29-yard pass from Reese. Real nice pass. You got to give a lot of credit. Some of these passes, they're good. Frazier came out of the backfield, kind of cut right I would say almost like a curl pattern. But when he did the curl pattern, he kept going toward the middle of the field. And once he caught the ball, there was nobody there. And he was able to then take it into the end zone from 20. I got 9 yards. I think it's 28 or 29. One of those two. I probably was indecisive. And that was from Reese. And then Pruitt threw a pass to Frazier in the end zone for the 2-point conversion, 40-0. Then at 3:40 left to go in the second quarter, Ackland on one of those little shovel passes up underneath. He went in from 8 yards out. The 2-point conversion failed. It was 46-0. Tigers couldn't do anything. Punted the ball. It didn't go very far. Ball went out of bounds, and they had a short field. And then Ackland a 5-yard little flip pass again. This little shovel pass, exactly the same play.
Same play. Yeah.
And it went in. Point after by Ripko was good, 53-0. They even tried to score after getting the ball back with 15 seconds left. Threw one pass in the end zone and tried to run it in. That didn't set well. I think a lot of people here, and they're trying to add on. You already have a 53-0 lead. You don't need more.
True.
That's
true.
That leaves a little sour taste in your mouth. In the second half, Reese, a 16-yard run with 48 seconds to go in the third quarter. Ripko's point after made it 60-0. Ripko did miss the 30-yard field goal, and the final score 60-0 in this one as the Tigers lose to Mountain View. We will be back next week against the Kabul Bulldogs in our final home game of the year. It'll be senior night, and we'll have it right here on KSMO Media. Tomorrow night, we have St. Louis Blues hockey. It's the regular season, no more preseason games. Yeah, opening night. And 41 home games, 41 away games, 82-game schedule. So you can kind of figure that all out. Most of these games will start around 6:30. That will be tomorrow night. It's a home game to start things out. And then they'll be in Seattle Wednesday night to take on the Kraken. That'll be an 8:30 start, so a little bit later time. So anyway, that'll be Blues hockey Saturday night, 6:30 pregame show, 7 o'clock game time here on KSMO, 1340 AM and 95.7. Remember, next Saturday, the 22nd, we will be at Sullivan for Lady Tiger Volleyball district play. It'll be the district semifinal. They'll face either Cuba or St. Clair, and we will have that game on KSMO AM 1340 95.7. We will stream it, but it will not be on KSMO Media. It will be on Misha.tv. Oh, Lordy. Anyway, you'll have to pay to watch that one. It's a $10 charge, and there's a service fee on top of that, too. But that'll be Saturday the 22nd from Sullivan. Lady Tiger Volleyball, will be in the semifinals of district play. So still a lot more to go before it's all said and done. For Krista up on the roof, having a good time up there. Pretty nice night tonight. True. For Ben, operating the controls there. For Jim back at the station. For Ricky, my name is Stan. Thank you for joining us for Tiger football tonight on KSMO Media. We hope you enjoyed the game. Not the way we wanted it to go, I can tell you that much. But the Tigers do fall to Mountain View by a final score of 60-0. Have a wonderful weekend and good night from the high school football field.
Thank you for watching this broadcast of Salem Tiger football on KSMO Media. This game was brought to you by K&H Auto Supply, Salem Memorial District Hospital, Farm Bureau Insurance, Bank of Salem, Napa Auto Parts, Monet Auto Supply, Progressive Ozark Bank, Tax Masters, Southwest Baptist University, Salem Campus, Town and Country Insurance, Terrell Complete Auto Care, Edward Jones, Duncan Family Chiropractic, Ozark Overhead Door LLC, State Farm Insurance, Salem Trust, Southtown Furniture, Stephen Patterson, Attorney at Law, Living the Dream Outdoor Properties, Wilson Mortuary, Country Chic Boutique and Photography, J&D Automotive, Dent County Veterinary Clinic, Align by Design Chiropractic, Hometown Mechanical, Town Screen LLC. Thanks to those fine sponsors, we're able to bring you Salem Tiger football on KSMO Media.